Hey dolls, hey Michelle, always on time and early. I appreciate it. Thank you for liking the video. Y'all, my bad for being late. Like, as you know, or maybe you don't know, I'm homeschooling my son now. And I was so tired, y'all. Like, this month has been crazy in a good way. I've been getting out, I've been networking, I've been making connections, I've been doing these collabs on Thursdays, which I'll announce in a second as well. It's been pretty good, but I'm tired. Okay, this is like out of my element. I typically don't go out like that during the week, but that's typically when networking events are during the week, during happy hour and stuff. And it's been great. It's definitely got my helped me get my zhuzh back, but it's just like, yo, like I'm so tired. So I was homeschooling him and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a quick nap, before my live tonight, like a quick, 20-minute nap. Girl, I was knocked out. I was I was knocked out. And the only reason why I feel like I even woke up when I did is because Christian was not leaving me alone. He was like, I want to keep homeschooling. I want to keep homeschooling. Like, let's do letters. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he wouldn't leave me alone. So eventually I was just like, okay, we'll do letters tomorrow. Like I'm talking in my sleep, but I'm trying to sleep. Eventually I was like, oh, wait. Like in my sleep, I was like, wait, I think I was supposed to be up doing something. And I jumped up and I saw the time was 6:15. I was like, ooh. Yeah, like let me go ahead and let them know. Thankfully, I didn't have the live scheduled already or anything like that. I just decided impromptu to go live because, well, I've been going live all month, but I decided at the last minute what I really wanted to talk about because I had some ideas. But I was like, I'm just gonna like wrap up the month and just do like a girl chat, sister chat type thing. But y'all, I was tired, but that nap was needed though. Okay, I'm not usually a napper, but that nap was needed. Like it was, it was much needed. But if you're new, welcome to a live stream. And if you're returning, of course, welcome back. Today is going to be like a sister chat, girl chat before I jump into it. Also, you can't see anything in the description box right now, but after this live stream, I'm going to update the description box. If you want to check another video before then you can go and check that out. But you can sign up for a creative consultation call if you're an aspiring or creative entrepreneur. If you're an aspiring or novice, I can't even talk because I just woke up. If you're an aspiring or a novice creative entrepreneur, that call is ideal for you because it allows you the opportunity to kind of just like see what it is that you can possibly get into, what you can do, and if we can possibly work together. So and if nothing else, I'll give you great advice that you can walk away with from that call. But it gives you a chance to get your feet wet. Also, you'll be able to join the newsletter, which goes out on the 1st and 15th of every month. Again, you could go on another video and check this if you want to, but right after this video, I will be putting it. And that just allows you to know like what's going on behind the scenes, what I'm up to, things you wouldn't know anywhere else, and also eventually get discount codes to events and products and things like that. So just make sure you come back and check out the description box. Because like I said, I didn't plan this, so all this stuff isn't in there. But I did want to talk today about a couple of things. So it's just gonna be a catch-all. But let me just let people know on Instagram real quick that I'm live now because girl, the struggle. Like oh man, I was knocked out. Like, and in your sleep, you be like remembering something and you jump up. That was me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be doing something. It hits you like, wait, this sleep is a little too good right now. I know I was supposed to be doing something right now. So let me pull this up. And I got bad head. Like I'm looking a hot mess. But I'm feeling great. Looking a hot mess, but feeling like $1,000,000. Oh man. But I see why people are like, yeah, I need to get my naps in every day because it does make a difference. Like I feel like I can get the stuff done that I need to get done tonight. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, and also on Thursday, because I did say I was going to announce that I am doing my last collab for the month of March. Child, I'm talking about May. Like, I'm doing my last collab for the month of March with Katie, or also known as Katie Pop Secrets on YouTube. That's her YouTube channel. Let me see if I can raise these blinds. And we're going to be talking about how to become that girl. You guys may or may not have seen like those TikToks and other videos about how to become that girl. And basically creating the life you desire and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that. I hope the lighting isn't really hurting me more than it's helping. But we're going to talk about that. She's going to give some good pointers, but it's going to be from a different angle. So make sure that you're here Thursday night 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central for that conversation because it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. So, okay, let me put this up and then we'll dive right into it. All right. So yeah, I wanted to talk about a few things that have really just resonated with me this month. And don't forget to like this video and share it out. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You all already know the drill. But I wanted to talk about a few things like letting go, moving forward, and owning what we desire. And this is really empowered by just the whole month of events that has been happening for me. This month has been very transformative, and I'll dive more into it during our prayer live in April, like in more depth or whatever. But I definitely have done all three of these. I've let go, I've moved on, and I've started owning what I desire and what I require for certain things in my life, And so last night in particular, as you guys may not have known, I've been going to this like Black entrepreneur event, Black women entrepreneur event called Her Crown. Sorry if the lighting is bad, y'all. The sun is starting to set and I'm using that natural light. But we went to an event called Her Crown. And when I say we, I mean me and my friend Alicia. She actually invited me, and because she had got tickets to it. She was like, "You want to come with me?" So at first I was kind of like, I don't know, we'll see. But I was like, you know what? I need to start going out there and I need to start mingling more because y'all have heard me say this before. Like, I don't have a lot of friends down here. And I really don't have people that I can just hang out with on a whim. Like, I don't have that. So I was like, I need to get out and start meeting these people. Like, I need to get out and position myself for just, even if it's by myself, just going out and like living my life, because it is what it is. Like, God has me in this season for a reason. I'm okay in this season, and I need people around that are kind of like in the same motion, or like can relate to it, or at least pour into me, or whatever, like, that I could reach out and touch. And so she invited me, and I was like, I'm gonna go, like, YOLO, we gonna do it. And every week has been very helpful in some way, shape, or form. Like, it's really been a really good event, I'm not gonna lie. And I've had the chance to sit in the room with CEOs of companies that otherwise I would not have access to. I would not get to sit down next to them on the couch and talk and ask questions and take pictures and, tell them like, this is what I do, and show them and all that. So that in and of itself has been very powerful and really great. But I've also met other amazing women who I'm connecting with on deeper levels. One, I go to Bible study with her on Wednesdays. Another one, we're supposed to meet up when she gets back in town to go do lunch and stuff. And it's just been very like great. And it's also given me and Alicia a chance to get to know each other on a deeper level as well. And so it's been what I needed. But needless to say, every week they talked about something different. So the first week was the second Monday of March, I think. And because I think there were 4 Mondays this month. Either way, it was 3 Mondays altogether that we met. So the first Monday, it was 2 CEOs in the financial tech industry, and they shared gems just about like funding your business and, how Black women in particular can really help our businesses thrive and get what we need. And, that was the one week I didn't go up and talk to the CEOs because I was too busy working the room. But that's the week that I met the girl that I go to Bible study with. So worked out, I'm not mad, but I did start following them on IG just to learn more about what they do, support their businesses. One of the CEOs is the only Black woman I think she's the only Black woman that owns a digital bank. So, I'm like, oh, got to get an account with her, got to support Black business, especially Black banking, because you don't see that very often. And then last week was the CEO of the Spice Group. And the Spice Group is like a creative design company that designed the Trap Museum in Atlanta. They designed like these pop-up museums that I think 21 Savage did, like I think it's Motel Museum or something like that, but it's like a pop-up experience. So they are the creative brains behind all of that. And she also has done like some directing, some producing, like the whole nine. She was real cool, real down to earth. Got a selfie with her and talked to her, being someone who's in the creative consulting lane like myself and kind of getting my footing in that. She gave me some good tea, and you'll be seeing that selfie in a reel and a TikTok coming up. And then last night was with Crystal Jordan, who I absolutely love. The rest of them I didn't know before the events, but they were very instrumental and helpful. And then last night was Crystal Jordan, who I've been following for a while on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel called Crystal XO, but then she also is in the PR and marketing industry, and she has been for over 20 years. I didn't know that part until recently, like before the event, but still recently. But I knew her YouTube channel, been subscribed, been watching her videos. I was so excited to like meet her and, give her a hug. And she's so down to earth and friendly and all of that. But what I learned throughout all of these weeks is kind of what's gonna be what I talk about tonight. And, you know, because they all gave their take on these topics about like letting go of situations and things that are no longer serving you, letting go of the idea in your head of what your life should look like, and things like that. And so for me, what really resonated with me this month, as far as the letting go is concerned, first and foremost was last night. And then the week before, something resonated with me too about letting go. But last night, what resonated with me about letting go was learning when to let go of relationships, and not just romantic relationships. This could be friendships. This could be business partnerships. This could be romantic. It could be whatever. But when that thing is not serving you in the way that you need it to serve you, it's okay for you to either let go of it or to take a step back. And when she said that, that was so freeing for me, because one thing that I've been struggling with since I moved down here, honestly, is finding real, genuine, deep-hearted sisterhood. And I'm not the only one that struggled with that, because last night another woman who I connected with also, you know, raised that question, because you had like the question and answer segment, and then you had the segment where the host was asking the CEOs the questions and stuff, and then you had like your mixer part where you could go around and talk and work the room. And so the other lady, she raised her hand during the Q&A, and she was like, how do you suggest, because Crystal last night gave the advice about like avoiding fake friends and people that just want to use you, which I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Because baby, like I have some people in my life right now that I know are clout chasers, and it's really annoying because it's like they bring so much to the table and they're great people at the heart of it all, but I know they're clout chasers, and I know based on prior incidences and encounters and stuff that we've had, that they only talk to me because they know my trajectory. And this is why I always tell you guys that, but I'm gonna get to that before I get on my soapbox in a second. Before I get on my soapbox, let me finish this. So, you know, Crystal had talked about spotting those people, like the clout chasers, people that just want to be around you because of this, that, the third. But then she had also talked about the opposite side of the same coin, and was like, you know, you need good, genuine sisterhood. As women, like, we need our sisters, regardless of whatever your relationship status is, regardless of whether you know, whatever work job you do, whatever, like, you need a solid sisterhood. And she shared her experience about when she moved down here, and after she had went through a divorce. And excuse me, and I don't mean sounding like DMX, like, come on now, boys, don't fail me now. But you know, after she went through a divorce, and she was just like praying for like good, solid sisterhood. The tea is very hot, sis. The tea is very hot. Hey, Yasmin. After she had went through a divorce, and she was just sitting around and like praying to God for good, solid sisterhood, because she's originally from Ohio, and she was down here and she didn't have that good, solid sisterhood. I was just basically giving a quick rundown as to what spurred me on to talk about this tonight, real quick. I'll just repeat it. But yeah, like, I went to the Her Crown event, which is the Black Women's Entrepreneurship Mixer this month. It was 3 weeks, and each week I learned something amazing, and it really was empowering, and it was just what I needed. So I was just thanking Alicia, speaking of the devil, hey Alicia, for inviting me out to the event. And I'm giving you guys some gems that I got from it. Michelle, do you have a new last name? So pumped. Listen, okay, I'm excited for you too, Michelle. I just didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure, but yes, give it up for Michelle. But what was I saying? So yeah, so she gave advice on the opposite side. Hey, Alicia, if I didn't say hi already, of the same coin. And she was like, okay, why you want to watch out for the cloud chasers, the users, all that? You also want to make some good friends, and you know, you need that solid sisterhood or whatever. So she shared her story, like I said, of not having that sisterhood, praying for that sisterhood. And then by the time she got married, because she got married last October 2021, she had 10 bridesmaids, and she said she was so overwhelmed with joy. Like, she looked around the room and she was just like, wow, like, this is amazing. These women are all answered prayers, and they're all like sisterhoods and whatnot. Alicia, it's a saying. Yes, come on, new last name. Congrats. It's a saying. I didn't call you the devil. It's just what you say, like, when you're talking about something and someone comes in, like the person that you're talking about. You're like, speak of the devil. Like, I didn't call you the devil. I'm weak. No, no, I didn't call you the devil. But making friends is very hard. And so when she was saying that, like, how she prayed for those friends, and you know, which is gonna also, that testimony is gonna go into the whole owning what you want and stuff too. Like, y'all, it was so much. Like, I hope I make sense, because there's so much, my brain is just racing with stuff that I want to share with y'all in the sister talk. And so after that, we had the Q&A, and that's when that lady, Shy, had raised her hand. And she was like, yeah, like, how do you do that? Because we always say, like, you need a sister. But finding people that vibe on your energy, on your level, on your wavelength is so hard. And I get it. Like, there's levels to friendship. So I have a lot of, like, what I call, like, overarching friendships. I have a lot of people that I could reach out to. We could small talk. We could, help each other with some business stuff real quick. We could do that. But deep rooted, like, this is my sister. Like, I can call her and talk about anything. Like, we can connect. Like, and it doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be for hours. It doesn't have to be any of that. But, where we actually really have some time. Like, I just don't have that down here. Now, back home, I got that. Back home, I got that. Hey, Sade, I'm glad you could join in, sis. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm not one to hate, but it's not fair. It's not fair that both of your last names are perfect. Jealous, love. Like, I would love I know you would love the last name Love. That would fit you so well too, because I know that's your thing, like love, like the love of Christ and all that. That would be so perfect. But you know what? It works. Yasmin Williams Woods. It's a vibe. It's a brand. Get into it, honey. Okay. Like, if you don't know now, you know. But yeah, so she was like, how do you do that? Because we always say it, but it's hard to make friends as you get older. People are in different seasons in life, and not everybody can balance it well. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, not a lot of people can balance different seasons well. Like, and I don't want to sound arrogant, like, but I can, but I'm just saying, like, for me, I feel like I'm gifted with that ability to balance multiple things, and nobody or nothing seems like it's falling too far off. Now, some things do fall out the cracks. I'm not always the friend that calls. I'm not always the friend that texts, but I try to do my best. I don't think, and if you do feel this way, feel free to tell me and I apologize, but I've never had someone be like, yo, like, I be feeling like you just be dodging me, like you just don't have time, like you just switched up. Like, that's never happened, regardless of whether I was single, not single, whether I was working, not working, whether I was running a business, not running a business. When I wasn't a mom, now I am a mom. Like, that's never been said. I've always transitioned pretty well, but I'm also someone that adjusts to adversity quickly and what life throws at me quickly, because I've had to do that like my whole life. I've never had a chance to just coast, and I know it's just a skill set, like multitasking and all that. That's just me. Like, I can multitask. I can keep all the plates in the air without anything falling, but not everybody has that. And so all of those things, like our quirks, our characteristics, how we want our friends to show up and all that, affect friendships. And for me, which is something that Crystal said that really resonated with me as well, is she said that she's the type of friend that, now she is very busy. Like I said, she works for, is it Ebony Magazine or something? She works for some major publication, or she used to. If she doesn't anymore, she's on a radio show. She has a PR marketing firm. She manages major celebrities and clients. Like, she got a lot going on. She's married. She's a mom. Like, she's really out here just bossing up and crushing the daggone thing, And she was like, so I don't have a lot of time to be like that friend that you can call every single day, and we can talk on the phone for hours or always see each other, whatever. But my friends know that they can reach out to me and I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk to them. Like, you're not going to get that, oh, yo, I reached out to you and you didn't answer. Like, what happened? You're not going to feel like there's a switch up. It's like, I'm just ripping and running. I'm running from the radio show to this gig, to this celebrity client, to this, to that, the third. But I'm going to talk to you in the motion of all of that. And she was like, I'm the type of friend that is like, when you're a friend, you're a family. I give of my all. Like, I love hard. And I was like, sis, you are my spirit animal. Like, that is me. And I think that's another thing that I've realized in recent years. A lot of people can't receive the love that I have on a friendship or romantic level. I'm a very big presence when I get ready. I could be a little weird. I could be a little mysterious. I could be sometimes a little hard to read, but that's honestly a defense mechanism that I've learned. Like, I've got to pull back a little bit, because the real me, it's all out there. Like, boom, here I am, your family, come over. And I was talking to my mom about this morning when I woke up, and I was like, I'm definitely like just a portion now of you and dad, because my parents, they live and love out loud. They love hard. Like, growing up, they would instantly take people in as family, like instantly. And I saw how that burned them a lot, and how even in their older age, now they have regrets about that, in the sense of like, if I had spent a little bit more time and energy and effort on me, I wouldn't be hurting in this way. Like, they don't regret doing the kind acts and stuff, but they literally would take people in. It's like, you need a place to stay, live with us. You need clothes to wear, come. You need food, we got you. You need help buying something, got it. Like, they just didn't care. Like, money and all that, and time and emotion, they gonna dump it on you. Like, they're just like, come on in. Like, we're friends, we're family. Like, they were like the Walmart of friendships, and people could just like go and get everything. You need emotional help, they got you. Financial, physical, got you. Spiritual, prayer, we got it. You need actual physical and financial material things, got you, boo. Like, it's whatever you need, whatever you want to do. Like, we are a friend. And my parents are like that. And my family in general, I hear my grandparents were like that too, because unfortunately, my grandfather died before I was born, and my grandmother died when I was a baby on my mom's side, so I didn't really get to know them. But whenever I go to Guyana and I talk to people, like my family has a huge legacy down there of just like giving, like being giving, like taking people's kids in when they can't afford them and being like, we'll raise them, like it's cool, whatever. And so a lot of people can't accept that. Like it's a lot for people to take in because they feel like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you being so nice? Like, why are you always there? Like, you know, it's just a lot. And so for me, it would make me feel like, well, dang, like, am I too extra? Am I doing too much? Like, you know, and so then I start to feel like, okay, maybe I need to scale back, but then I feel like I'm being fake because I can't really let my whole self hang out because they don't know how to receive it. And so then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just fall back and just be me and like me and God. I'm not gonna really pour too much into relationships because there always comes a fork in the road where it's like, either we just grow apart and that happens, or honestly some kind of beef happens or whatever. Nothing major, but it's like, you know, something where for me I can't really get past it to the point where I'm like, let's be friends again. And typically that would be some form of extreme disrespect, disloyalty, or some sort of like something that just makes me not trust you, like some real snake type stuff. Those are three things that when I see it, I'm sorry, like gots to go. Like I can forgive you, but you just can't sit at my table like that anymore. I'm sorry. Like that's just that's just me. I'm a horrible friend. When life gets hard, I go, no, not a horrible friend though. Like, and that's the thing. There's that balance of understanding. Like we're all adults, we all got stuff going on, but it's like, dang, like when do we get to the deep sisterhood though? But I love hard and I'm loyal. I love people, love my friends, but I can't keep up when I'm trying to hold everything up. And that's okay. You know what you are. Slash, I'm out of the chat for no problem, sis. Yeah, you're not a horrible friend. We all have things in relationships that we offer. We can't be everything to everyone. Yeah, you know, and I feel like, you know, for some people, they're good at being like, well, I will say some people can offer everything, but at a surface level. Like some people can be there for you in every way, but it's not going to get deep. But if you want that deep rooted friendship, it's going to be hard to find, especially if you want a multifaceted, deep rooted friendship. Because like I have friends from back in the day that they literally are like everything to me. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, girl, what in the world? Like, what are you talking about? It's like I could talk to them about spiritual stuff and go to them for that comfort. I could go to them for regular emotional stuff, and they're that comfort and you know, assistance and being peace in my life. I could go to them for physical needs, and they're so I feel like that is very, very few and far between, and that is what I'm starving for. And you're not going to have a lot of that, but I definitely am looking for at least one or two of that, and that is where it's hard to find because it's hard. Oh, excuse me. It's like everyone's kind of different, you know. And so when Crystal said, like, if that friend is not showing up for you in a way that you need, it's okay for you to fall back a little bit. And that was so freeing and liberating for me because a lot of times I feel like society makes you feel like if you're thinking, well, I need this, I need that, you're selfish. You know, if you're like, well, they're just not showing up for me in a way that I need, that's selfish, as this, as that. Like we're supposed to just give it all we got until we ain't got no more to give. And it's like, no, like I need a friend that can show up for me in a similar way that I show up for them, because I show up and I have a lot going on too, but I show up and I don't let that stop me from being a friend. And so it's like, if I can't get that in return, it's no shade. It's one thing that she said I love too, is she backed it up and said, it doesn't mean you have to cut them off unless they're being detrimental or toxic, and that's different than cut them off. But it doesn't mean you have to cut them off. You don't have to be rude or anything like that. You just got to understand where to place people in the proper boxes in your life. And that's something that was like so freeing to me, because I'm like, that's exactly where I've been in a season of, it's like, okay, this is a friend, but this is pretty much where she's going to stay. Like, I see this ain't going to go much further. He's a friend, but yeah, he going to stay over there. Like, you know, like it's a lot of like, okay, you over here, you over there. But that deep, like, okay, now I can take the layers out. Like, I don't have that yet. And so what hit me a couple of days ago was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to foster this, because I remember one of my pastors in Maryland a couple of years ago, and honestly, this past Sunday, he reiterated it as well. He was like, sometimes, and I think Redefine TV said this as well, they were like, sometimes when you're looking for something and you can't find it, like maybe there are replicas out there, maybe there are things out there that's like, okay, it's kind of like what I want, but it's not quite giving what it's supposed to give. Then maybe you're supposed to start it, you know? So yeah, Redefine TV did say this, because I remember they did like a Q&A live stream or something a couple years ago, or maybe it was an actual in-person event. Either way, it was a women's event. And one of the women asked, like, how does she suggest, but I mean, Tanisha Flowers, Pastor Jerry's wife, how does she suggest that you find edifying woman friendships, in the church and stuff like that. Cause she was like, I'm not finding it. Like, I'm not finding it at all. I'm trying. It doesn't get past a certain point. And so Tanisha and Jerry were like, well, maybe you're supposed to start it. Maybe you're supposed to start that Bible study group that you want and you foster that environment. Maybe you're supposed to start, whatever it is, and you foster that environment so that, you can go from not knowing anybody to next thing you know, you got like 30, 40 people in this group, and they're all people that you can call on in different ways. And out of that, you're going to have some really deep rooted friendships. So I was like, let me turn my phone down. But I was like, that's so true. Like, that is so, so true. And I think when they followed up with her, she actually did start the group and ended up having like 30 people in it, 20, 30 people or something. It was a sizable group. And so she was just grateful that they had given her that advice and that she stepped out on faith and started it. And so I told my mom, I was like, maybe I'm supposed to start like a meetup group or something, because I'm just not finding what my heart desires. And, I need to foster that environment. And one thing I can say is I'm really good at fostering an environment of community, because even on this YouTube channel, I've had numerous testimonials of people like, I just love coming to your live streams because I feel like I'm with my family. I love watching, your uploads when you're chatting with people or whatever. Like, it's a vibe. Like, and like I said before, Tara has even said that this feels like grandma's house. Like, you feel like you're amongst family. You feel like you're with your cousins and you're relaxing, and you really are just like checking in with your family a few times a week. So I know that I'm good at fostering community. And even from my past, my in-person friendships back home, I always was the nucleus. I always was like the big mama of the group. I always was the one that like, everybody is my friend, but not everybody is each other's friends. Everybody can count on me, but not everybody can necessarily lean on each other in that way. I've always been the nucleus. I've always been the connector, I guess you could say, of people. And I've always been able to foster good, healthy, edifying community. I just never, well, no, I'm lying. There was one point in time where I did help moderate a group for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. It wasn't my group, but I helped moderate it. And people in that group said it too. They were like, yo, you're the best moderator in this group. Like in the BMs, they would say that. They're like, off the cuff, off the record, you're the best moderator in this group, because it's like you stay in tune, you foster, the community, you keep in touch. Like, it's just a gift. It's a gift. And I don't take any of the glory for it. I really don't, because it's all God. My family won't let me be great. It is all good. Okay. It is all good. I appreciate you keeping me on while you're handling family stuff. And so when she said that, though, that was extremely freeing for me. I don't know what's going on in the chat. That replay, girl, that replay is about to be helping fill in those gaps, because I'm just rambling, so I'm not really looking. And then StreamYard's been lagging for me too, so people could be commenting and it's coming in late. Because I noticed that when Alicia showed me the receipts from game night on her phone last night, I was like, oh snap, like StreamYard really do be lagging, I don't know if it's StreamYard or my internet, because we did switch internet and I'm not a fan, but we're kind of locked in for a minute. So I'm like, dang it, but it's cheaper, but cheaper ain't always better. Okay. Sometimes it's better to just go ahead and pay that higher price. But nevertheless, that was absolutely freeing for me, because I'm not a quitter. I said that on a couple of lives where I was like, I'm not a quitter. She's from Oklahoma. I thought she was from Ohio. You're right. Yeah, we can't be everything. Like, something's gonna fall off. I definitely thought she was from Ohio. Are you sure she was from Oklahoma? Girl, I don't even know. But either way, she's from somewhere in the Midwest. She's from somewhere out there, Midwest, North, whatever. She's from somewhere over there. But it was absolutely freeing to me, because I've said on other lives that I am not a quitter. So I give of my best. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show out, period. I don't care if that's in a friendship. I don't care if that's a business thing that I'm doing. I don't care if it's on, when I used to work in my job. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show out. I don't back down. And I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going until a result is, accomplished, a win-win situation. But a lot of people just don't have that gusto. And I'm like, that's what I've realized. And that's the hard part for me, to fall back and learn to give people just a portion of myself that's appropriate for that type of friendship. Because the real me wants to just let it all hang out, but I can't always do that. Yes, I have the receipt. You did. You whipped out the receipts. I was like, sis was not playing. Like, and StreamYard sets you up every game night. Every single game night, it be setting you up with your answers. Like, those answers don't be coming through. Cheaper ain't always better. Okay, and I'm learning that with this internet situation going on, but we gonna make it work. We gonna make it through, y'all. We gonna make it through. And then she also talked about letting go of romantic relationships and stuff, but letting go too quick. And me and Alicia were texting each other. I was like, she's reading me for feels right now. Because when it comes to romantic relationships, my cutoff game is quick. When it comes to friendships, I don't want to let go. I really love my friends as family. Like, I'm going to give you my all. Like, I'm going to be there, period. Like, I'm going to be there. But men, these men, bye, you're getting on my nerves. Like, cutoff game be like quick. I don't waste time. And so Crystal said she was the same way. And she was like, sometimes you cut it off so fast, like you just don't get a chance. You don't give love a chance to enter your life, because it's like the cutoff has become a defense mechanism, but now it's also becoming a disability because you cut off so quick at the first sign of something. And it's like, love is going to take work. It's going to take even more work than a friendship. Okay. Like, it's going to take a lot of work, but you got to be patient and just be willing to be vulnerable with someone. And she said, take your running shoes off, or your sneakers or whatever off. And I'm just like, yeah, she's reading me. Because Alicia was like, me too, girl, because my cutoff game is strong. Like, period. I got to go because you wasted my time. Like, and I've actually grown to be a little bit more patient, because when I was in my 20s, cutoff game was insurmountable. Like, I was cutting you off within a couple of days. If you did one thing that pissed me off, I was gone. I was not discussing it. I was not going to have some big old dissertation. I got to go. Like, you're grown. I'm grown. You should know better. But as I've gotten older, I give people at least a good 3-4 months to prove themselves. Once I get past the initial, like, okay, I like you, I see something here, I'll give you a couple of months to prove yourself. But once that 3-4 months tops comes, I gotta go. Like, if you've done too much within that time, or even before, if you did a lot within the first month or two, you gotta go. So I give people a little bit of time now, but I never go past 4 months. Like, I never, especially if we're talking, we're going to date and stuff. I need to see certain things happening. I need to see you be a man of a certain character, a certain integrity. We need to be making certain strides. So if I'm not seeing that, bye. After 4 months, it was my favorite last night too. It absolutely was. I started speaking positive this morning. Come on. It's the positivity. Okay. That's something we always got to do. That's one thing that I do love now about getting up earlier. I'm doing my devotionals earlier in the morning and my positive affirmations and stuff. And it really does make a difference when you get up before the world gets up. So I'm glad for that. But your girl be tired in the middle of the day. Hey, Layla. How are you, sis? I was like, I need a great man. Men are great. Yes, we're going to speak that man, girl. We're going to speak that man. So I actually have some viable options right now, but that's the scary part. And I think she touched on that last night too, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, even if she didn't, I'm going to say this much. Like, it's hard when you want something for so long, you finally get some good options in your face, so you get what you want. And if you're not fully healed, I think she did touch on this. If you're not healed, if you don't have the heart and the mind to receive it, you can push that good thing away because you're used to toxicity, you're used to chaos and dysfunction. And so someone who's truly interested in you and truly good for you can be like, what? Like, this is too easy. What's going on? Or this is flowing a little too well. Or, you can self-sabotage. Like, there's so many ways that you can mess up a good situation if you're not careful. And that's one thing I always pray to God. I'm like, please give me the heart and the mind to receive the guy that you have for me when he comes, or when he shows himself, because he might already be here. But when it is revealed that it is him, or when he comes to my life, let me have the mind and the heart and the eyes to see it and receive it. But, yeah, that letting go bit, I was like, ooh, baby, you were speaking. That's what I needed to hear, especially for the friendships. Because like I said, these men get cut off like nothing. Like, that's no problem. But I did need to hear about, sticking it out, like being vulnerable, a little bit more vulnerable. There's always room for that. But the friendship part was what was weighing heavy on me, because I just felt like there's a lot of friendships. Well, let me not say a lot. There's a few, because I don't even have that many friends down here, like I've been saying. But there's a few friendships in my life where it's like, I feel like I've just been pouring, and it's just like it's not being reciprocated. I don't have the conversations, or I just recognize it from the jump, and I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna be that kind of friendship. Let me just show up in the way that they need me to and call it a day. Like, I don't need to be doing the most. So that's been hard for me, because like I said, my natural self wants to do the most, because that's just how I am. Like, your family, you're not a friend, you're family, but everybody can't receive it. Everybody's not in the space where they need it. And some people just don't get it. To some people, it's weird. To some people, it's like, why are you doing the most? Like, why are you so desperate to love on me? Why are you so desperate for a friend? But, the right people will receive it, and they will take hold of it. And that's one thing I've also been praying to God, like bring me those type of friends that love how I love, that show up how I show up, because I show up dynamically and I want that. Like, I don't think that's asking for too much. But what was something else I was going to say about the letting go? Or was I going to say this about owning what we desire? No, I think it's about owning what we desire. So about the moving forward, let me touch on that. And then the owning what we desire part. What was the moving forward part? So last week, the speaker, she spoke. Now, last week, the speaker was a little all over the place. I'm not going to hold y'all. She was a little all over the place, but she seemed cool as far as like someone that you could go and kick it with. Like she felt like a homegirl. Like we can go kick it, happy hour, have a good time, come back home, and that's that. But she said something about what she had to move forward in her new career choice, because she had started out like doing dancing and stuff. And she's born and raised in Atlanta, so she'd been here before Atlanta was like Hollywood, and she wanted to be a dancer. I'm guessing make it big, like Beyonce's choreographer type thing or whatever. And she was like, there just wasn't a lot of opportunity, and she had to learn when to pivot. And I think she said she had a particular moment when she realized, like, okay, it's time for me to pivot and move forward in something else, because I think she realized how grimy the industry is. I think she gave a story about her going to LA and like having an epiphany and realizing how competitive and grimy it is, and how, sometimes you just not gonna, like, there's gonna be some spans of time where you don't get paid and stuff like that. But it hit her and she moved forward, and now she has a company that she has now, which I said they have designed the Trap Museum. The other one, like, I know 21 Savage got this pop-up experience, but I can't remember the name of it. But she designed that. Like, they really have done some great things. And if she didn't move forward, if she didn't let go and move forward, as far as that was concerned, she wouldn't be where she is today. And so for me, she didn't want to be broke. Yes, I remember her saying that, and that is a word, because I don't want to be broke either. Okay, and I'm trying to get up out of this financial situation so I can get to a place of wealth and generational wealth on top of that. But moving forward is something that's really hard, especially when you have your mind set on something. Because when she was speaking on it, I'm like, dang, like, since she was a little girl, she wanted to be a dancer, she wanted to be in Hollywood, she wanted to do all these things. And sometimes you just have this vision in your mind of like, it's got to be like this, it's got to work out like this. And I saw this clip of Devin Franklin early this morning when I woke up, and it kind of spoke to this too. And he was speaking about, I don't know where he was speaking or the whole gist of the conversation, but this snippet that I heard, he was saying that, sometimes, excuse me, we speak these things that we want, we pray over these things that we want, we manifest these things that we want, whatever you want to call it, so hard that we get to a point where we start worshiping the vision instead of worshiping God. Like, we feel like we're entitled to our vision. We never ask God if it's in your will. We're just like, I want this and this is going to happen. I'm going to speak it up. It's going to happen. It's going to come to pass. And so we kind of take on that power amongst ourselves instead of saying like, God, if this is even in your will, like, honestly, if it's in your will, because I'm feeling like this is what you confirmed to me. I'm feeling like this is what you put on my heart, but ultimately help me decipher if this is flesh or if this is truly you. And if it's not in your will, then let your will be done. And I was like, that's so true, because I feel like in this culture, especially, if you say anything along the lines of like, ultimately, I just want God's will to be done, people are like, don't say that. Like, you can speak it up. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Come on. And I get it. Like, trust me, I get it. But at the same time, like, I know for me personally, I've come to a place in my life where I'm like, Lord, whatever your will is for me, like, I ripped up a lot of the plans that I had, in the sense of like, it's got to be like this, it's got to be like that. I still write down goals. I still write down things that I want to accomplish in that season. I pray over it. I ask God to block it if it's not for me, and all of that kind of stuff. But I've had to learn how to be okay with wherever God takes me. I don't have a hard and fast vision for my life anymore, y'all. I really don't. Like, I know the things I desire. I desire to be married. I desire to have more kids. I desire to be a full-time content creator and entrepreneur. I desire these things, but if it doesn't happen, I am honestly okay. And I've had to get to that point where it's like, it's whatever. If I don't get married, okay, I'm good. Like, I honestly am. I desire it, and I'm not going to lie to myself and say I don't, which is going to be a part of the third part of what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say this before I dive into the third part. It's like, that's a part of owning what you desire. But just because I own it, that doesn't mean that I have to have this attitude of like, if I don't speak it every day, it's not going to come to pass type of thing, you know, or like, it's all up to me. Ultimately, it's whatever is in God's will for you is going to happen, whether you speak it or not. Like that. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, we don't have that power in ourselves to outspeak whatever God has sovereignly predestined in your life. And knowing that is very comforting, because it's like, I'm not that powerful to mess it up. I'm not that powerful to mess up God's plans. Be like, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. That doesn't mean that you don't get up and work towards your goals. It doesn't mean that you don't put in some grit and, you know, have some faith and exercise some courage, because I do feel like at some point God intertwines our hearts and our minds to desire what he wants. So that way, what we're faith in is really what's already in his will. It's just that he's given us the desire to faith for that thing that otherwise we wouldn't have faith for before. And so when Devin said that, I was like, that's so true. Like, we become so self-righteous where we feel like it all falls on us. It doesn't. Like, release that need to feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't say my affirmations this morning, it's going to go up in flames. Like, it's okay. It is okay. Now, don't stop affirming yourself, but that's for you. That's for your mind to get right, for your mind to even have a sliver of belief that whatever God's plans for you are greater than what you can even imagine. Like, that's you exercising your mustard seed faith, but that's not you saying like, okay, my power is in these affirmations. That's to get your mind right. So when God's plans in your life come to pass, you have the mind and the heart to receive it and to manage it well, but you can't thwart God's plans for you. I actually did a live about that last year. I can't remember if it was a, does God love me because I sinned or something, but I talked about Job in it. And I might find it after this and link it in the description box, because I basically did a very deep dive on this based on scripture. And it's like, nothing could thwart God's plans. Nothing. Like, you know, I can't say it and mess it up. I can't make a move and go again. Like, everything from beginning to end has been calculated, has been predestined, has been thought out. Like, God is not caught off guard by anything that goes on in my life. I'm the one that's shook. I'm the one that's like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? But he's just like, okay, bet, like, this is going according to plan, you know? Even the sins I commit, even the ratchetness and the raggediness of me, it's all calculated, okay? Because I know I'm righteous and ratchet, okay? I can be a little ratchet. And I'm okay with that. I'm owning that. But let me look at these comments and then continue. Yes, sis. Like, Devin was speaking. Devon. I never know how to say that man's name. But either way, he was speaking. I feel differently in the sense that people focus so much on the manifestation that their vision becomes blurry and no longer can see straight. But I get what was said. I'm just not really. No, absolutely. And I understand that. And I appreciate you being here despite that fact, you know, because I never want people to feel uncomfortable around me. So thank you for joining my lives, because I love you like a sister, period. So that's that. Like, take my love. Take all the love that I have. But no, it's more about relationship for me anyway. I'm not very religious either. And I've talked about this in the past as well, how I feel like I'm too worldly for the church and too churchy for the world. Meaning that I'm more, I don't play about God. Like, God is God, and that's point blank period. But I'm more relationship. I'm more personal relationship with God than like really churchy and orthodoxy. And that doesn't work for a lot of Christians. A lot of Christians would not consider me to be Christian enough because I don't fit the box that they want me to fit in. And, you know, I've had people throw little shots and stuff like that, and they mask it as friendly advice. Y'all must think I'm slow. Just because I don't say stuff doesn't mean I don't catch it. But, you know, whatever. So yeah, it's all of that. Yes, I believe we can all have different views with the same goal, bettering ourselves. Exactly. Yes, you better speak, sis. Come on. And so, what was I even saying, y'all? Because I told y'all I'm just like, I'm trying to get all this information out from all the stuff that's happened this month. But nevertheless, so we're going to go back to moving forward. But yeah, it's like we get so stuck on that where it's like, it's got to be what I want it to be. And if not, then it's like something went wrong. Like, I messed it up, you know, like what's going on type thing. And sometimes you just got to move forward. Like, it's not meant to be. Move on. Like, you know, whatever the case may be. And honestly, in learning to let go and move on faster, I found honestly in my life that it's worked out. It's worked wonders. Let me turn on this light real quick, y'all, because the sun is setting pretty bad and I don't want to be a blur. It's probably not going to make much of a difference right now, but over time it will. But yeah, so it's like, it's not for you. You know, it's a new season. Maybe what you thought you felt it wrong, you received the confirmation wrong, whatever it is, it's all good. Happens to the best of us. But God can definitely turn it around. And I've lived that. And I've been in situations where I'm like, nah, I know this is where I'm supposed to be. And it still looked raggedy. So that required a different level of faith until it didn't look raggedy anymore. I mean, I've been, child, there's so many stories I got. But the moving forward stuck in me. And pivoting from the speaker last week, because that was me last year. Like 2020 was a breakout year for me. I mean, I know the world was going through hell and back, but I was really like rocking and rolling. Like I was really getting it on a personal level, on all levels. Physically, I lost 30 pounds. I was more agile. I was getting more sleep. My hair was my hair was really doing well, and I was breaking like crazy, as y'all can even see right now, looking dry and whatnot. But needless to say, my hair was doing better. Business influencing was doing great. My name was being spoken in a lot of rooms. Opportunities were literally falling into my lap. Like literally, y'all, it was so crazy. And then fall 2020, I started my coaching business and I had a 4-figure launch. Like first day I started it, 4-figure launch. And I was just like, wow, like this is amazing. Like all of the clients kept coming. It was just great. And then 2021 came and I started 2021 on a high. I was in a new relationship that was forming. We weren't official yet, but it was forming. I was like, ooh, I think this is my husband. Because the way that all came to pass, which that story time is still coming, but I want to do it in May during Mental Health Awareness Month because the breakup affected my mental health in a drastic way. So I want it to be a lesson out of the story. I don't want to just spill the tea with no lesson. We're going to spill the tea and we're going to have a life lesson at the same time on this channel. I got to give you both. We're going to spill the tea, but you're going to get some knowledge and some insight while I'm spilling my tea. It's got to be both. I'm not just going to be on here telling my business for no reason. Y'all going to learn today. But, it just seemed really great and all of that kind of stuff. And then after like March, because I think we broke up early March. After March, it started to go up in flames. And April, I took like my Eat, Love, Pray trip back home and I found myself and whatnot. And in all manifestations comes a lot of loss, and people don't seem to get that. Yes, that's a good point too. And actually the guest speaker on Thursday, she's going to be speaking on manifestations as well. So make sure, well, you're always here, Layla, so I ain't got to tell you. And she's in Canada as well. So Canada, stand up. Woo woo. I love your story times. Hey, Desiree, I know, like I felt so bad because I told y'all I was going to tell y'all on the 1-year anniversary. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, I do have the mental health part of it. So I'm going to just wait until May and make that a story time. Maybe a Sunday kickback so I can really dive in and just give y'all all the tea. Because, I spare nothing. Like when I'm going to tell my business, I'm going to tell it. I will tell it. I'm not holding nothing back. But I'm not ashamed of my life. And I feel like that's another lesson too. Like when you live your life out loud and you are just okay with the decisions you make, like no one can make me feel ashamed for decisions I made, even if it didn't turn out nearly what I thought it would. I'm like, you're not going to make me feel bad. Like it is what it is. I love that type of tea spilling. Right. Okay. We're going to spill the tea and learn all at the same time. Okay. But, what was I saying, y'all? I keep getting off track. What was I talking about? Oh, right. Yeah. So 2020, after I took my trip back home in April and stuff like that, April was a high. Like I was feeling great. I was back in my streets in my city after almost 2 years. And it felt really good to walk those streets that I grew up in, to see the city, to get some Lido's pizza, because there ain't no Lido's or 7-Eleven in Atlanta. It felt really good. I was like, yes, and I was hanging out with my girls and I can't wait to take another trip like that. I'm praying I can this year, but we're going to see because I have some big stuff going on. But nevertheless, came back in April and slowly but surely stuff started just going awry. Just like everything, every month it was like something else. So in May, I finally realized one of the guys I really, really liked. That was the one that I told you in Alabama that was kikiing with my mom and really threw me for a loop and hit me with the okie doke. That's when I realized he was wasting my time. That's when I was like, yeah, this ain't going to go much further. But I was still in denial, still hanging on by a prayer. And then June, what happened in June? I feel like something major happened and I'm not remembering. June was actually not bad. I had my 4-figure boot camp teaching my clients how to get 4 figures and like set up a 4-figure business in 4 weeks. And I feel like June was a good month. July or August is when it really started going downhill because July was end of July. Yeah, that's when it started going downhill because we came back from our family trip in Savannah and that's when we were going back, getting ready to go back up to the DMV, but as a family trip. And my best friend at the time, basically let that all go up in flames. And there was just a lack of communication. And I felt like a lot of disrespect and stuff like that went into that. But honestly, like I said, that friendship was kind of hanging on by a wing and a prayer for a while. So it was only a matter of time before it was going to end. And I felt like that was the ending of that. But hey, wish her the best. It's just, I had the epiphany again that like we can't rock like this anymore. Like we just can't be this close anymore. And that's what it is. And, so I got my car though. So July ended on a good note and I got my car and everything, but I was losing clients left and right. Like literally all my clients had to end for different reasons. And I'm not one of those. At the time, I was still calling myself a coach, but now I realize I'm more of a consultant and a mentor. But either way, my clients are people that I actually really care about, even if I just met you. And I always try to think about how I would feel in your shoes. This is probably why I don't make as much money as my counterparts. Not yet, at least, because I really feel like my blessings are coming. But this is why I don't make as much money as them, because they don't care. It's cutthroat. And I do have a video coming up about the coaching industry. And I know I'm going to step on some toes because some of my friends are coaches, but they're not these type of coaches. So if the shoe fits, wear it. But if the people that I rock with, I don't think they'll be offended. But I do have to speak on it because being in it, I saw a lot of grimy stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, we're going to talk about this on today. Like, we're going to get this out there. But I never wanted to be the type that's like, oh, go take out a payday loan and pay me, or go get a line of credit and pay. Like, no, I just don't want people to be working with me under duress. I want people to work with me because they want to work with me and they see that I can help them. And that's why what I do now really helps me, because people come to me. They're like, hey, can you help me? Hey, I need help with this. And I offer a range of products that help them and can fit their budget, but where I'm still not working for pennies on the dollar. It's still beneficial for me, but it also is beneficial for them. And it's so much less stress. It's so much more cohesiveness, and it just works. And I attract people of the same mind and spirit as me. So, nevertheless, that was a major side note. But I lost all my clients, but I got my car after years, like a year of renting. Everything was on the up and up. And then August, I almost died, y'all. That's when I got in that car wreck that honestly, I shouldn't even be sitting here right now. If I had pictures to show, like if I still had those pictures to show of my car, it literally looked like someone took a piece of paper and crumpled it up into a ball. And I walked out of that without a scratch. I had some minor injuries. Like I had to get over the whiplash and like minor back injuries or whatever. But I basically was able to get up and get back to life for the most part. And God sat me down. Like that's when God sat me down. And the speaker last week, bring it back full circle, because I know I was going on tangents. God sat me down and it was like, yeah, like you got to think of something else. Like this ain't gonna work, And I was working late because at the time I really needed it. Like this is another thing too. People see you with, certain clients or doing certain things and they assume that you just got money for days. And it's like, nah, like even the speaker last night talked about this. It's like, nah, like you can be working with a certain client and you can still be struggling because it takes time. Sometimes they pay you late. Sometimes they're on payment arrangements. So that money ain't hitting like you want it to hit all at once. Like it's so many different reasons, but you can't just assume like people got it like that. Just because you see them working with certain people or making certain moves or whatever, like sometimes they're stepping out on that faith and taking that move. But God sat me down, and that's when I realized I had to pivot. I didn't know what, but I knew I didn't want to coach how I was anymore. I felt like I had served that purpose between fall 2020 and summer 2021. I stepped away from coaching. I took like a 2-3 month hiatus off Instagram. I cleared off my Instagram page. I just really got down to the heart and the meat and potatoes of it all. And I was like, what exactly do I want to do? Like, what am I here for? What, God, you told me to do this. You put it in my spirit. Why is all this stuff going left? And I'm like, nah, like, I think I heard wrong. Like there's something missing here. And I'm not going to lie. I kind of went a certain route because I had a coach at the time that wanted me to do certain things. And honestly, she had to get paid. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I'm gonna have to do a story time on that one too, but that might have to go on the Patreon or the memberships because yeah. It was a ratchet, y'all. That was a jacked up situation. Glory to God for life. Exactly. And yeah, it was crazy, Alicia. That accident was very crazy. To this day, I'm still a little triggered when I drive. Like when people are up on me and stuff, I be having flashbacks. Like I get really nervous. And you already know in Atlanta, these people be on you. Like you already know they be on you. They don't give you a chance to make a turn. They don't give you a chance to bust a UE. Like it's like, God, like, can I breathe? Can I drive? Can I drive? Where are you rushing to? But yeah, because that person, I'm convinced, even though the police report says differently, that they sped over. They were trying to catch a red light. and they hit me, and I like spun out of control, and y'all, it was absolutely scary, like the most scary accident I've ever had in my entire life. I didn't think, I literally thought I was dying, y'all, like literally. I remember that feeling in the car, like this is it, I'm not making it home tonight. It was very scary. I had to be taken on an ambulance and everything to the hospital. And then I went to Grady Hospital, which you see all sorts of stuff going on there, especially that hour in the morning, because this is like 1 a.m. or something. So I was freaked out. My battery was dying on my phone. I had a way to get home, and I lived like 50 minutes away from Grady. I had to call one of my homegirls down here and be like, hey, can you pick me up like at 6 a.m? I mean, it was just, I was stressed, okay? Not even stressed, I was stressed out. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get home. I'm in pain. I just got that car, I owe on it, and that's done. Like, yo, it was so much going on. I'm still dealing with ramifications of that because the insurance wasn't quite what I thought it was. Y'all, we gonna get all the tea. It's gonna be on the Patreon and the memberships. But nevertheless, God sat me down and was like, yeah, you got to pivot. And for the rest of this year, I want you to sit down and relax and just get back to me, get back to basics. And so in that sit down is when I realized I had to move forward. And moving forward this year, I started the year with more clarity. I know now what I'm supposed to do. Like, I am a business birther. I am a creative consultant. You know, I help people start their creative businesses. I take what your brain has in it and what you can't cohesively quite put together. And you're like, okay, like, I feel like it should be this. I feel like it should be that. And you give it to me, I piece it together, and I piece the puzzle together and give it to you and set you up. So when you're on your way, now you have a creative, a cohesive creative business, you know, from your passions and your skills and things like that, and your creativity. And so it took me a while to realize that that was who I am, because there's nobody really doing that. And if they are, God hasn't revealed it to me yet. And so that's another hard thing in business, because nobody really reinvents the wheel. They always say like, oh, just go look at what someone else is doing, add your spin to it. But what do you do when no one else is doing what you're going to do? So it's like, you know, it's like, you got to really just get out there and be like, okay, let's try this. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's try that. Like, and it can make you look indecisive. It can make you look foolish to people that don't get it, because they're like, well, wasn't she just doing this? Wasn't she just doing that? Oh, she's doing this now. And you look fickle. But it's like, I'm trying to dive out there and test this thing out. Like, I don't know yet, you know? And I've been blessed to have people that are willing to pay me in the process, you know, but that's why I also have a range of payments and products. So they're like, okay, like, I'll pay you for this type of assistance and this and that. So I'm not having to do completely free beta clients, but I ain't rolling in the dough yet, you know. That day's gonna come, but we not there yet. So it's just like, it's a balance, but moving forward has been rewarding for me. And so I feel like if you are in that spot right now and you're just like, I gotta move forward, but you're scared, let it go. And even in romantic relationships, so I got to talk on this, and then we're going to talk about owning what we desire before we end. But I moved forward this month in relationships. There was a guy that I was talking to that I really, really connected with. Honestly, we really connected back in November. And, you know, this is what sucks about it all, because when you really connect with someone on a deep level and like such a magnetic and passionate connection, and then it withers away, you like, but why though? Like, why? Like, I would have rather you never talk to me. Like, I felt like Carl Thomas, y'all. Like, I wish I never met him. Like, of course he said, I wish I never met her. I'm closing my blind, y'all, because the light is on and I don't want the neighbor to be peeping, you know, at what I'm doing, because this is weird. Like, the neighbor staring across the street. I hope it's not too dark now though. But yeah, like, I felt like Carl Thomas, y'all. Like, I wish I never met him. Like, because it's just like, you can meet someone and it just goes left. It's like, why did you captivate me like this to just not work out? Like, that's the sucky part. But, you know, this month made about 4 months that we knew each other. And I had to fall back. I had to take an inventory and just ask myself, like, is this really serving me? Is this really going where I want it to go? Because, okay, yeah, the connection's there, all that good stuff, yada, yada, whatever. But, okay, where are we going though? Like, where's the destination? Where's the end goal? Like, I'm confused. It's not giving what I thought it was going to give. I need answers. And every time I would ask, it's just like, yeah, we talking. We still talking though? Like, I thought we covered all that. Like we're not progressing. What's going on here? Like this is weird. And so I got back on my grind as far as like, or let me not even say my grind. I got back as far as making myself available and putting myself in atmospheres where I could be approached and stuff. Which typically, honestly, I get approached doing Uber Eats, but getting dressed up to be approached. So you're not seeing me in sweats and a head wrap or whatever, or looking raggedy. And needless to say, I started putting myself back out there and I started meeting better quality, guys who are more like, yeah, like this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm ready for. This is the third, whatever, and more intentional. And it took me getting out of the mindset of like, I got to, right, like what else is there to talk about? I'm amazing. You want to be with me. Let's do this. But I'm just like, okay, I need to get out there and see what's new. And so I got out there, I saw what's new, and there's one guy in particular, he might even be watching this. If you are, what's up? But I hope he's not, because I hate talking about my life, because the thing is, like, I will say the guys that I meet in this dating journey are very supportive of my content. Now, I don't know if they're really just trying to get the tea, which is smart, because I do be telling a lot. But they'd be like, oh, yeah, let me subscribe to your YouTube channel, this and that. So I do have a couple subscribers, some that I don't even talk to anymore, that are subscribers still. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all the real MVPs. But, it's just like, it's weird when you're telling the story. It's like, oh, I hope he's not logged in right now, because awkward. But, he is very sweet. He's very patient with me. He's very kind. He's very like, all of those things. And so we're going to see where it goes, because y'all know I change man like I change my underwear. He's sweet and kind this month. Next month, he ain't no good. Oh, Lord, fix it, Jesus. Fix it. So you never know with me. Like, we just going to take today for today. Now, a month from now, if the narrative is different, cut me some slack. That's why I don't want them to follow me. Listen, they going to know, like, I'm sorry I talked about you tonight on the story time. Like, it's what it is. Like, it's content. It's the business. I'm trying to build an empire here. Come on now. Like, give me some slack. I got to give the people what they want. If they want the tea. But, he wouldn't mind though, because he's such a sweetheart. But the others, I don't know how they feel, because I don't talk to them. I don't care, as long as they stay on that subscriber count. But nevertheless, y'all, Michelle said okay. But I'm just like, wow, he's so sweet, he's so patient. Because I was honest with him, and I was like, yeah, like, meeting you is making me realize that I still have some unresolved business and issues to tend to. And I don't want you to feel like I'm not interested, because I am, but I'm realizing just how jacked up I am and how raggedy I am. And so I need time to process this all, because I don't want to jack it up. And I need to check myself. And it's like, okay, why am I struggling to accept this? Why am I struggling to believe that this could be possible? And why am I still thinking about a dude like that's talking about we still talking? Like, why? And it's that. See, this is why I always say the butterflies can be lies. I'm not going to say everybody that had butterflies in the beginning, it was a lie and a trick of the enemy. But I'm just saying, in my experience, those guys that you're like, oh my gosh, like, whoo, girl, yes. Like, that's a trick of the enemy. Yes, that's a trick. I need you to level yourself out. Because a lot of the times, the guys that I look back on, my best relationships, hey, Edie, girl, I'm so glad to see you in my life. It's been a while. Like, you haven't been on here since your collab that we did earlier this month. But yeah, it's like, in my experience, when I look back on my ex-boyfriends and stuff like that, my best relationships were the guys that I was not feeling, y'all. Like, honestly, I saw them and I was like, what do you want? Like, I'm not checking for you, boy. Bye. Like, why are you here? And they always stuck around. They always proved themselves. And when I gave him a chance, I was like, all right, let's go ahead, just so he could shut up and get out my face. It's like, yo, you are a really great boyfriend. Like, we had the best friendship. We had all that. So the butterflies are lies. The butterflies always have me jacked up, period. Like, you be looking like broke, busted, disgusted, confused, hoodwinked. Like, how did I get here? What's my name? When was I born? Who are you? You be in the sunken place for real, off them butterflies. Girl, I've been working late, missing all the. I know, like, I'm supposed to be here tonight. I know, right? I didn't work last night and I didn't work tonight. I'm like, yes, it's the freedom for me. So I feel you, sis. But yeah, like, it really was just one of those things where it was like, yeah, I had to move forward. So, and moving forward from that, and this is for you ladies too. That man that you need, he might be right there, but that dude that's talking about he's still filling it out, y'all still talking, he's blocking it. Like, get rid of him. I don't care how great the connection is. I don't care how he makes you swoon. Get rid of him so you can get to better. Like, it's gonna feel weird at first. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the passionate connection is still there. Like, if I were to see him tonight, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, yo, like, he just does something to me. But that's my toxicity speaking. That's the brokenness speaking. That's the raggediness coming out. Like, that's not what I really need. And so when I really thought about it and I started praying on it, I was like, God, like, help me in this area, because I really do desire love. I really do desire to be married. And I'm like, that is going to segue into the third part in a second. But I need you to give me your eyes, your heart. Like, I want to feel for this man or whoever he is, because I feel like my husband's going to be someone that typically I would not be checking for if I'm operating off fleshly, raggedy desires, you know? But give me the eyes and the heart to receive him. And I started noticing how I actually started like missing him more. Now, it's still not like oh my gosh, like, why isn't he texting me yet? It's not like that. Like, if you don't hit me up for a day, which y'all know that is not like me, because you better talk to me every single day. But if you don't hit me up for a day because we're just friends right now, it's like, I'm okay with that. Like, I know he's so interested. He affirms me. I'm like, wow, like, this is what the other side of the tracks is like. This is what I was missing all this time. And it's like so healthy. Like, I don't have to worry, like, oh, who's the chick? Who are you with? Da 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 da. Like, it's none of that. It's just like, wow, this is so healthy. He actually wants to do stuff. Like, cause that's another thing too. I'm so tired of people always wanting to chill in the house. Like, can we go out? Listen, Edie, I'm telling you. Like, can we go out? And so he loves to go out, because I'm not a homebody at all. I'm going out. Like, that's me. Even if it's for a drive, even if it's a walk, I gotta be outside. Okay, the sun has to touch my skin. I need to get that outdoor oxygen. Like, it's just something about me. I am my father's daughter with that. My mom, she could be in the house more. My dad, he was always like, let's get up, let's go somewhere. Like, let's, that's me. So I love this for you. Yes, I'm so glad, sis. So pray, touch and agree, saints, because like I said, in a month it could be a whole nother story. Because y'all know I've been going through the fire. Your girl has been going through it. So, like, come on. Yes, it's a healthy for me. It's a healthy communication. Okay, it's all of that. We got to go out. Wait, we got to go out, or you're about to leave? Because if you're about to leave, then I hope y'all are safe. But if you're saying we got to go out, then I agree for sure. Yes, let's say high school. Let's go get it. Let's get into something, right? Like, let's do something. Oh, you're saying we got to go out on a date? Sorry, sis. Like, I told you, my mind is all over the place. But yeah, we got to go out somewhere. Like, I got to do something. So he's into that, and he's into stuff that I like, because I feel like even that could be a problem, because down here, Atlanta is a very party heavy city. So a lot of guys, I mean, be like, hey, what club you go to? What? I don't go to the club, sir. I listen, I don't got my fill of the club. Okay. The only clubs I go to is when I'm in the DC area and I'm going to one of my brother's events, because he's been managing and promoting and marketing clubs for over 20 something years. And he got all the connects. He's the plug in DC. So I'm not waiting in no line. I'm in VIP where I can sit down and get VIP service. And I don't have to talk to y'all. I don't have to talk to you commoners. but no, seriously, like, I don't have to mingle if I don't want to. I can just go enjoy the music and get up out of there. And it's like bada bing, bada boom. So if it's not something my brother is hosting, or the very rare occasion I'm going to maybe a concert down here or something, you're not going to catch me in a club. Been there, done that, not interested in it. So that's really hard, because everybody want to go to a club down here. Everybody want to drink. Everybody want to go get hookah. I'm not, no. Can we do brunch? Can you meet me for breakfast? Can we go to a festival? Can we go to a concert? Can we do something else? Like, it's just too much. COVID already had us locked up in okay. And that's another thing. I'm busting out like an animal out of a cage. I'm like, let's go. Like, let's go do something. Okay. Right. The last guy I dated never wanted to do anything I liked. I want to go hiking, camping, whale watching, anything. Right. Let's go to the aquarium. I literally was just saying, for my next mommy Sunday, I'm going to go to the aquarium with Christian. Now, the aquarium down here is pricey. It's $40 across the board. They don't have any age discounts and stuff. I don't know if that's because of the pandemic, but they're like, yeah, it's $40. So if you're a child and an infant, pay up, run me my money. So I'm like, I need a good $80 just to get in. Then parking is pretty cheap though. I think it was like $5 or $7, but then he's going to want to eat something. I'm not buying it in the aquarium though, because they're going to charge you $20 for a burger and fries, and the devil's a lie. But around that area, there's food, but I still got to, eat. It's all those different things. So, but I like to do stuff like that. I'm very intentional, and so is he. So I'm like, okay, like, am I missing him? Do I want to talk? Like, what in the world is happening to me? Who are you? And then old dude, so funny story. I pray he don't watch this, but honestly, I don't really care. So I started falling back or whatever because he had texted me. I didn't get the text. And so I was just like, okay, like we just gonna go with it. It's whatever. I was like, if he don't want to talk to me, he don't want to talk to me. I'm not about to keep I'm not about to keep like reaching out and trying to be like, hey, what's up? Da, da, da. Like, no, because at some point you feel like you're delirious having a conversation by yourself. And so, or like they take a long time to respond. So you're just not feeling the energy, you're not feeling the vibe. And I was like, nah. So I fell back, and like about 2.5, almost 3 weeks passed, and he just texted me like this week or something. Yeah, I feel like it was yesterday or Sunday. No, I feel like it was Sunday. And he was just like, hey, just checking in. You've been MIA. And I'm just like, I've been MIA. You haven't reached out to me. Like, I'm thinking this to myself. I'm like, you haven't reached out to me in like 3 weeks. What are you talking about? So I was just like, I texted back something, keeping it classy and cute. I was just like, yeah, like I've been busy, but I'm good, or something like that. And he was like, he sent a screenshot of the text he sent me. I was like, oh, I never got that text. Like, oops, divine intervention. Don't know. But I was like, I never got that text. And I was like, I just figured you didn't want to talk, or you were dating other women or whatever. He was like, oh, I thought you found a new man. And in my mind, I think I might have, for real, but I'm not gonna tell you that to blow your ego, because I think you're already feeling some type of way enough. But not petty me would be like, I did, and let me tell you what his name is and show you what he looks. But nowadays I'm like, whatever. Like, you'll find out in due time. Because I know you're stalking my social media. I mean, it always happens. Like, I know that. So you're gonna see him if it works out. But yeah, and so I was just like looking at him. He was like cracking jokes and stuff. And 4 months ago, I would have been key laughing at the jokes and stuff. But now I'm just like, it's like I'm looking at the phone. I'm just like, like like, whoo, you something else, boy. You something else. And it's just like the vibe totally changed. So sometimes you just need to step away from that situation and just like take a seat and reevaluate. And you'll find that like you don't really like that person like that. Like, you gotta move on, because you're wasting your own time at this point. You're holding on because y'all were love bombed in the beginning, because that happens a lot, y'all. Like, I didn't realize how common love bombing was until I started following some narcissist pages on Instagram, and they were talking about like relationship abuse and stuff, and how they love bomb. And I was like, this is so common. Like, so many people were in the comments like, yeah, and he did this and he did that. And I'm like, yo, like, this is really a tactic out here. Like, this is something that they do to get you hooked. So that way you're holding on to that memory of like, but we used to have the best combos. He used to give me the best gifts, the best dates. And then you don't want to let go. And then whole time he's doing you dirty, but you're holding on to 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever, how long. It never reaches 6 months for me. 4 months is tops. That's absolute tops. But, you're holding on to that beginning. And so that's what it was. And it's like we get in our own way because we say we want this, we say we want that, but we don't move forward into that. We don't move forward into better. Like, we stay with the raggedy, toxic mess. And it's like, no, get out of your own way, sis. We just vibe, and it's not a ratchet vibe with you. I know, period. Like, we vibe, okay? I need to go up there and hit a little party, to be honest. You spoil, you used to boast. I know, Be More can't charge no $40. You'll be like, $40? This is Baltimore. Y'all got us messed up. Like, we're not paying no $40. I don't know what y'all thought it was, but it's not that. Whatever you it's probably a solid 20, maybe 25 at Baltimore. $40. I'm like, y'all tripping. But you know what? It's right in Midtown. It's across from the Coca-Cola Museum. And I hear it's one of the biggest aquariums, even though I didn't really see it. Because when I went in the summertime, I was like, but I was expecting more. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. But nevertheless, so realizing all this stuff with the dude that's looking like he got potential, like I said, touch and agree and praise saints, that that this narrative continues on past the month of March with the dude that's, looking promising. But it really hit me. And last night, this was affirmed with Crystal, where she was like, you got to own what you desire, meaning you got to say it out loud. You got to be okay with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, because a lot of times you say like, oh, I don't need that, or I don't need this, or I don't want that, I don't want this, because you feel like it's not going to happen for you anymore, because you've lost hope, you've lost faith. And you're just like, listen, like, I've been hoping and wishing and waiting on this thing and praying on it and manifesting and speaking it and doing all of the things, and it's not coming to pass. So it's probably not for me. So because of that, I'm gonna just go ahead and live my life. And she's like, while there is a healthy balance to that, like, yes, live your life. Don't stop living because you're waiting for something, but don't lie to yourself and be like, you don't want it. Like, you do want it. And so for me, one thing that she said that was helpful was saying it out loud. And I did start doing that this morning, because I always journal, but I don't always say it out loud. Like, I don't journal and then read my journal out loud. I just journal, get my feelings out on paper whenever I can, and that's that. But this morning I started saying that, like, I really do desire to be married and have more kids. Like that's something that I want. I want to be a wife and I want to have more kids. I want to do YouTube full time amongst other business stuff that I'm doing. I want to have a Toyota Highlander and I'm not backing away from it. Like, like just owning it. Like, this is what I want. Like, it is okay. And if it ends up looking different, then that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Like I said, like I've come to the point, thankfully, now in my 30s where if I were not to get married, I will not like just shrivel up and, fade away in a corner somewhere. Like now, 10 years ago, I would have been like, not get married. Oh my gosh, no. Like I would have lost my entire mind and all of my God-given sense. But now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, like if it didn't happen, there's so many other things that I know I'm meant to do in my life and that are going to impact so many people besides me. My mission, my purpose is so great that in and of itself gives me something to wake up to every morning, aside from being a mom and my child, and different stuff like that. Hey, Mary, I'm glad you could pop in real quick because I know it's really late where you're at. But all of that gives me joy, but it's like knowing that I'm impacting so many women, I'm bridging so many women together from so many different walks of life. It's just really helpful. It's really helpful, and it gives me something greater than just, okay, I'm waiting for this or that to come to pass to wake up to. Like, I already have work to do, and I can't get weary and lazy in it because there are people counting on me and waiting on me and seeing me get up every day and my resiliency that pushes them. So I really am just like, I'm owning it, but I have a healthy sense of owning it now where it's like, okay, if God's plans look different, that's totally fine. Sorry, y'all. I was kind of like trying to eavesdrop on what Christian was doing. Yeah, write the vision, make it plain. And that's something else she said too, to write it down, own it, write it down, say it out loud, come to terms with it and be okay with that. Because I also feel like in the church sometimes, so in the church especially, there's really no gray area, particularly when it comes to relationships. Either we are flat out idolizing marriage and it's like, you got to be married, otherwise you just have not arrived yet as a woman of God or a man of God. Or we have this kind of like attitude where it's like, if you say you desire marriage, and you say you desire to be with someone, it's almost like, just be patient, just be happy with where God has you right now. Don't talk about it. Like, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen type deal. It's like two extremes instead of being like, yeah, like you can say you want marriage while also not obsessing about it and understanding that if it didn't happen, it doesn't take anything away from you. Like it's okay. Two things can be true at once. So, own what you want. If you want a certain lifestyle, men don't be proposing cis. That is a whole nother topic. I'm debating if I want to do that video on here on my general YouTube or if I want to do a Patreon on it, because I feel like it's going to turn into a series and I really want to get into the numbers and the stats and just the trend of marriage over the last few decades and how it's been looking, how it looks different. Like, I really want to dive in. So I feel like maybe I might do one video on YouTube and then do the rest of the series on Patreon. But I'm telling y'all, like, I'm gonna be coming with the heat. You just gotta be patient with me because, I'm trying to get my whole life together with homeschooling. But I am gonna be loading content up soon. So, at some point the Patreon will have content. I'm not gonna put content on my YouTube membership, so it's all gonna be on Patreon. I want to get married, but when is it going to happen? Right. And I understand, especially when I was your age, I was like, okay, because at that age, everybody was jumping the broom. Everybody and their mother. Like, I turned around and it was like engagement, wedding. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm in a sea of weddings and it's a lot. So I'm getting invitations and it's not happening for me. And you just feel some type of way. But, once you hit your 30s, it's like most people, they're still getting married. Like, people are still getting married in the 30s and 40s, but I feel like a lot of people have already done it. Like, they're already there. So now it's just a matter of them channeling marriage together, that journey, and it looks different. So now you're seeing people who might have hit some bumps in the road and grown closer together as a couple. Unfortunately, you might see some people who have gotten divorced. I know a lot of my friends who have gotten married in their 20s who are now divorced. I've seen people weather some tough storms together and come out stronger than ever. And so it's like, you're seeing it different. I feel like another age bracket where you see a lot of marriages are like your late 30s into your 40s. But that could be changing too, because honestly, people are just getting married later. Well, she got married in her 40s. Wait, who got married in their 40s? I'm confused. My college friends are just now. Wait, oh, you're talking about Crystal. Crystal got married in her 20s first, though. Remember, she was saying she got married in her 20s. They moved down to Atlanta. Then she got divorced. She was single for 11, 12 years and then got remarried last year in her 40s. So that's what I was going to say. I feel like you see a lot of that happening in your late 30s to 40s as well. My college friends are just now getting married. Yeah, so it also depends too, because I know the trend over the last few decades has been people are getting married later and later. Like they're actually going to accomplish career goals, and some people are having kids first and then getting married, whatever. But a lot of people aren't getting married as young as they used to. But I think it depends on where you live in your circle too, because I've seen both sides. It just has looked different in different circles. So I'm like, I still got time. Yeah, you definitely still got time for sure. Like only two other people whom I went to college with have kids. I'm like, I had a kid before college and y'all still ain't. That's crazy. Yeah, I think it depends on your circle, Yasmin, because like a lot of my friends got married in their 20s. Unfortunately, a lot of those marriages ended, but some of them are still going strong. Now I'm more so in a season where I'm surrounded by a lot of singles. I'm not getting a lot of wedding invites. I'm not getting a lot of like, we getting married, kind of. I'm getting baby shower invites though, and I'm here for it. I love babies. But I'm not getting a lot of wedding invites. So whenever I see you going on your wedding trips, I'm like, man, I miss getting dressed up and going to a wedding. Like somebody get married so I could go, like, or hopefully it will be mine one of these days. But yeah, I think like now with my circle of friends, a lot of us are going to be getting married in our mid to late 30s, if not 40s. I've been seeing that trend a lot. And for some, it might be their second marriage. For many of us, it's going to be our first. But yeah, people are just getting married later. She got remarried. Yep, she did. I'm kidding with the language. It's all good. Listen, my uterus has been like, when are we having another one? Like, I want another baby. But with marriage, I gotta put that disclaimer out there. Yeah, women are out here living their lives, traveling the world, getting multiple degrees before getting married. Yeah, like a lot of people are accomplishing those goals first. And I honestly feel like there's something to be said about working with your partner, but maybe that's a dying idea. I don't know. Cause I was raised with the idea of like, you don't have to be all set up and together before you get married. Like you can build that together with your partner. So you can get married and still go get a degree. You can get married and still go, start a business or whatever. But it really depends on your partner. Because I have heard stories of women wanting to do that and their partner got in the way. But I grew up being raised like that. I saw that in the couples around me, including my parents. So I don't know. I feel like this, like the further removed we get from our parents' generation, is more so like come together, like come with your stuff already done and then let's partner up. And it's like the era of the power couple versus like our parents are more so like we gonna get married and build together. Like I feel like that was more the trend back then. Different generations, different needs, different things. But I do appreciate building with somebody, but I also understand the fear that some people have of that, because it's like, what if I build with them, it doesn't work out? But for me, like I said, I live out loud. I think it depends on your goal. Exactly, that too. Let's go, Black women, period. Okay, we out here crushing it. My dad just got remarried in his late 50s. Yeah, like I'm seeing a lot of that. After your late 30s, it's like I'm seeing a rise in marriages again. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, just off of that alone, off of my life experience, like I said, I got to look at the stats and I'm going to do a whole series on this because I really want to dive deep. It could be said that maybe it is better to wait later, because I mean, if you're getting married young and you're getting divorced and then you're getting remarried in your late 30s and up, then maybe it's better to just wait. Like, I don't know. I think that there's a lot to be said for it and a lot that goes into it. Yes, y'all have time. Yes, we sure do, sis. And I've learned to appreciate my singleness. Being a mom has helped me appreciate my singleness, which probably sounds backwards and twisted as all get out. But, I know this is going to sound so bad, y'all. And I'm not saying that I don't appreciate a two-parent home, because I also can see where that comes in handy. But I appreciate not having a co-parenting situation. The reason being, my son's father is very toxic. And I know if we were co-parenting, I would not be the Rondelle you see today. I would be stressed, broke, busted, disgusted, confused, tired, worn out, sick and tired of being sick and tired. So it all works out for good. Like, even in the mess, it's like, it all orchestrated for better. So I don't have to deal with all of that, and I right now have full autonomy. Now, where the problem might come in, if I wasn't a praying woman and trying to get ahead of this already, is that when I merge with someone, now it's like, okay, especially if he has children, he has his way of parenting. I have kids that have my way of parenting. It could be tough because it's like, okay, how do we merge this? But even if he doesn't have kids, like him just getting adjusted to an instant family, like there is no learning curve here, boo boo. Like I'm coming with the son. So are you ready to be a father? Yes or no? Like, because he needs to be fathered. He's right here. He ain't going nowhere. So, there's that learning curve, but it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of things to consider, but I'm definitely praying on it. And I'm doing my part to prepare, because I know that I'm a grab the bull by the horns woman, and doing it by myself for so long, it can be hard to relinquish that room for someone to come in and be like, let me help you. But yeah, I'm like, I definitely appreciate two-parent households, especially now that Christian's at the age where he's asking about his dad. And this is happening way sooner than I anticipated. I thought I had to, he was about 7, 8, 9, but nah, homie's asking now. He was asking for the time he was 4. He's like, where's daddy? Where's daddy? Where's daddy? I'm like, dang, like you could have given me a few years, you know? Come on now. I didn't want to have this talk with you now, but it really breaks my heart to see him look at other kids on the playground and see their fathers there. And he's like, where's daddy? Where's daddy? I'm just like, oh, you know, or like, you know, those kid songs, it'll be like Daddy Finger or Daddy Shark and stuff. And then sometimes he'll stop himself mid-song and be like, no, I don't have a daddy. I caught him saying that like twice, and y'all, I wanted to bust out in tears right there. I was like, oh my gosh, like my baby, he's recognizing it. So two-parent households and having those male figures are important. People are wanting to try to accomplish career goals first and then getting married. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, I don't know, like I feel like you can do that with a partner, but I don't know. It depends. Everyone's different. Like I feel like there's something to be said about building with someone and having those experiences with someone. I'm getting wedding invites. Really, everyone's getting invites but me. I need my friends to get married. Come on now. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, I can control when they get married, but not women be having that, but men be slacking. I know, right? Like, men just ain't proposing, but there are reasons why. That's why I was like, I got to do that series because there's so many layers to this conversation. I want one and done, sis. I'm telling you, like, I want Christian to have a sibling because you see how close me and my siblings are, like, you know, firsthand. So I'm just like, I just want him to have some siblings. But either way, even if I don't get married, I do plan to adopt. I definitely, and that's something I always wanted to do. Even if I get married, I hope my husband has a heart for adoption because I always wanted to adopt one, maybe 2 if I could. You're right, Alicia, but the good ones are out there. Yes, yeah, my hubby and I have the basics, but we are definitely building together. I love it. Can't believe next year will be. I know. I can't wait for the 10-year anniversary. And I love that because it's like, y'all grow together, you learn together, like you elevate together. It's like you just don't see that as much anymore. And I think that there's something to be said for it, especially when it's the right person. I need to find one. Right, okay. It's toxic, sis. Toxic. Does he not? Hold on. Does he not want nothing to do with him? He doesn't. Like, we broke up. I actually did a whole story time on this on my channel, but we broke up when he found out I was pregnant because he didn't want kids. He actually didn't want me to keep the pregnancy. And I said, absolutely not. I'm keeping this child. I always wanted to be a mom. I literally never knew one time in my life where I didn't. And I was like, I'm not ending this pregnancy. And we broke up. And mind you, he ain't no spring chicken. He's 12 years older than me. So, you know, but he is in he's in a go-go band. So for those that don't know, go-go music in DC is like trap music to Atlanta. Like, he might as well be part of the Migos or, you know, 21 Savage or something. Like, it's a big deal. And I would say in the Mid-Atlantic region, which is the DMV, Virginia, you know, Maryland, DC, even Delaware and places like that, you know, that Mid-Atlantic region, it's a big deal. And so he's in a very prominent go-go band that has played for a lot of celebrities. He's really well known, one of the OG bands. And he has groupies, you know, he's a well-known musician. Plus, he got his own little businesses on the side and friends and stuff. He went to an HBCU, so he got those connects. That's not bashing HBCUs to be like, oh, every man that went there is a whore. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, HBCUs, you tend, at least the guys I know, all the ones that went to HBCUs tend to have a large network. And he's a good-looking guy. I'm not going to fake. I'm going to give him his credit now. I'm going to give him his credit. As much as that pains me to say it, he's a handsome man. He's very handsome. He's very smart. He's got things going for himself. And he's very charming. And he knows how to love you down, you know, in a toxic way, but he knows how to love you down. And so he has a lot of groupies and he just wanted to live that life, like the superstar life. And he was like, yeah, I'm not trying to have a child. I'm not trying to do this family thing. He literally told me, like, I'm not really going to be there for you. And so I kept it pushing, and that was that. And we broke up because of that. And the last time I talked to him was when I told him that Christian is a boy. And he told me congrats, like I told him I graduated from college or something. And I was just like, okay, so this is the last conversation we're having, and that's that. I don't get any support financially, nothing from him. And that's okay. Like, I'm not upset about it. I kind of feel sad for his mom because he's the only child. And as far as I know, Christian is his only child. So she's missing out on a relationship with her grandson. I did try to find her a couple years ago. That was an epic fail. It's like one of those things where I would have to like pay someone to find her, and you don't even know how that's going to turn out. Like, you know, it's just so many different things, but y'all, another conversation for another day. Cause I'm just telling all my business, all my little business on this line tonight. Trust me, the baby daddy issues are awful. They are, you know? And so I'm like, thankfully, I don't have that. Like, it's literally just me, and I can enjoy every minute with Christian. And I'm in my motherhood bag heavy these days. Like, I'm really enjoying motherhood, and I'm seeing the joy in doing it alone, you know, which is terrible in a way, but at the same time, it's not. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, y'all feel what I'm saying. I'm seeking meditation as we speak. Yes, come on. Wait, no, wait a minute. Did you mean to say meditation or medication? Because I don't want to be championing if you meant medication. So clarify that. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I'm over here like, yes, and you be saying something bad. Do you tell people you are talking to that you have? Absolutely. That comes out instantly. Like, it's on my dating profiles, it's on everything. I cannot stand when people lie about that, y'all. Like, I've been meeting so many men recently online, not in person, who, because I'm doing both. I'm meeting men in person and online. It's kind of 50-50. But the ones I meet online, y'all, they have been lying about having children. And then they try to fake and be like, oh, I don't know how to change it on my profile. It won't let me change it. Sir, you had to answer the question when you made the profile. So you purposefully said you don't have kids to try to lure women in there. So when they come to you, now you can be like, oh, got her. You know, hopefully she loves me by the time she finds out. But yeah, like I found out in conversation, like we get on the phone. And so I'm just like, oh, okay, do you have kids? I've learned to ask. Like, yeah, I have one, I have two. They're 11. They're 5. I'm like, but your profile definitely said you don't have kids. Like, where do they do that at? My profile says I'm a mom. Okay, I got one son and this another third. I don't put his picture out there and they don't meet him until I feel like it's going somewhere. But yeah, like they know off break. Like you're gonna know. And the thing about Christian is he's such a people person. Even if I'm on the phone with them, he's gonna be in the background like, hey, hi, how are you? Hello, hey. Like, so they gonna hear it. Even if I tried to lie about it, they gonna hear that child. He gonna make himself known. Okay. Girl, you so right about the absentee situation was meant for my harm, but is working for my good. Yes, I feel like God will continue to keep Josh and that he will be unscathed as I am. Yes, and Josh, you have raised a fine young man, sis. You have really have, like, so inspirational in so many ways. Oh my gosh, the B Simone voice. I know, right? I gotta do it. I told my husband within the first 3 minutes of meeting him, yeah, like I got a son. So if you don't like single moms, I'm not for you, boo boo. And my son is literally my priority. Like, and I also have started opening up about Christians' special needs. That was something when I first got the news, I was really feeling guilty about. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm failing him in so many ways. Was it something that I didn't do? And I learned that there were some things that I probably should have done, but because of my life circumstances, I couldn't. So prime example, which one of my friends, I know she didn't mean harm by this, but she really had me feeling some type of way when she said it. But I got over it because I realized it wasn't malicious intent, but I still felt some type of way in the moment. But I was telling her everything on our weekly call or whatever. And then I said something about his needs. And I was like, yeah, he's going to need special therapy and IEP, possibly this at the third. And she was like, did you put him in preschool or like pre-K? And I was like, no, I didn't. And she was like, you should have done that. Like, I don't know. It was just, it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, sis, I already know I should have done that. But I was homeless. I was moving around. I was trying to rub 2 pennies together. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Like, I just did not have access to those things. And I kept moving around. So it's like, I didn't have a chance to settle down. I already have the guilt of like, I should have done this. I should have done that. I didn't do it. We're here now. So let's focus on now. I wanted to snap, but God was like, no. She meant well. So, but listen, y'all, I told you I'm ratchet. Like, I'd be like, what? Like, what did you say? Okay, Jesus was offense in that situation because you definitely got me messed up, but I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let it slide. And so, I had a lot of guilt and stuff, but as I learned, I was like, okay, well, God graced me for this. And so I was also scared to tell guys, because I'm like, they might be like, oh, a kid that needs special attention. Like, but now I'm like, nah, like I'm gonna say it because ultimately I want the man in my life to know, like, my son is special. He's not, and special meaning unique. Like, he was handcrafted by God. And everything about him, all the quirks, all the things that the world might say are flaws or whatever, are for a reason. And God graced me for that. So if you're going to partner with me, I need you to be able to put on your boots, strap them up, and let's get to work. Like, just like we would with any kids that we would have, And so I tell them pretty early on, like first conversation, I don't put the special needs part on my profile because, you can't put that out for everyone to see. But once we get on the phone and like the first 1 or 2 combos, I'll say like, yeah, like, you know, he's special needs, he has speech therapy, or I won't say special needs per se, but typically I'm doing something with him around his special needs. So they'll be like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're leaving speech therapy, or this or that, we're working on his IEP, or, you know, stuff like that. And so they'll be like, oh, okay. So, you know, off break. If that's not for you, leave me alone, because I don't play about mine, period. Like, I really don't. The co-parenting part is so tough. Sometimes them not being there is best. Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't want to admit. But sometimes it honestly works out for your good, y'all. It really does. I have so much peace. Yes, 2 people I know are having weddings. My cousin, one in August, and my friend in October. See, y'all, listen, my friends, y'all need to get married, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of not getting wedding invites. Please adopt. You know my story with that. I certainly will. Like, I'm definitely going to adopt. I've already started looking into it. Real talk. That's crazy. I know, right? Is he still a superstar? Yeah, he still got hoes. I can't see his personal page, but at one point in time, my best friend was still following it to give me the tea. And she was like, girl, look at this, look at that. And then eventually I was like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to tell me. I was honestly just being nosy. I didn't miss him, but I was just being nosy. And then a couple years ago, I was like, it's cool. Like, you ain't got to tell me, but I can see him on the band page, and they still be out there. He still got hoes. He still got them hoes. But yeah, congrats, girl. I said, did this man just say congrats? Like, what in the world? Mediation. Okay, see, I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, I feel like this isn't a good thing. So let me pause before I'm like, yes. I feel you, sis, though. Like, you definitely need that mediation so you can parent better, for sure. Like, and that's why I'm like, I'm glad that I don't have that, because now it does suck in other ways, but it's like, you know what? It's all working out. So trust me, there's like, I totally get it, sis, because I've seen that. I've seen where the mediation has to be had with like close friends of mine and family. And who, child, I'm gonna be praying for you, sis. I'm definitely gonna be praying for you, but it's gonna work out. But I'm gonna be praying for you. That happened to me. Wait, what happened to you? The adoption or something else? Lord, not, I don't know how to change it on my profile. Right. Oh, the guy's lying, girl. Yes, because I flip back and forth. I don't mind being with the man that has a child, but a lot of these men that have children, their situation is like toxic as well. Like, they leave the mother of their child kind of on a limb as a convenient reach out if things aren't going well, if they're in between relationships, they're messing with her, and then they're coming back with another woman, and they show up with me, and then she looking at me like, who is this chick? You was just in my bed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month ago, 2 months ago. You know, they're not handling it with decency and order. So a lot of times I'm like, I'll put in different seasons, I want a man with no children, just to see what I get. And so the guy that's looking promising right now, he doesn't have any kids. But every now and then I'll have a guy with kids, but so far they've been real raggedy about it. And I'm just like, I need you to handle it with decency and order, you know, and not, you shouldn't have done that. Right. Okay. I'll cry. Right. Speak, sis, period. Oh wait, I missed that. Girl, we are going through the division of child support. Oh man. Okay. So I'm glad though. I'm glad you're doing that. But yeah, like, oh, it's a lot. A dude didn't tell me that he had a kid. Girl, they be lying about them children. I'm like, you better come out and be honest, an unbiased certified person. Yes, you need an unbiased person for sure. No family because my family don't like it. I know, like, family gonna make it 10 times worse. So I totally understand that, sis. I totally understand that. But yeah, so needless to say, like, own what you desire. If you want that marriage, you want that house, you know, you want to be a homeowner, you want to be own a certain type of business, you want to move up in your job, like whatever it is, own what it is that you want unapologetically. I want it. I said it. I want it. Like, you know, and I'm gonna work towards it. But I also understand that things might turn out looking differently, and that's okay, because I understand God has a great plan for my life, and nothing I can do can thwart that or stop it. And even if it looks different than I thought, it's going to be better, and it's going to be what I needed. So, y'all, that was all my gems from this month. I hope I wasn't all over the place, because I was like, I just got to share this, like, with my sisters, with my girls, and, you know, just get it off my chest. And I know some of the men are going to lurk. So, bros, y'all can take what fits y'all and, you know, apply to your life. But yeah, like, it's just a lot. But I definitely feel rejuvenated this month, and these collabs have helped me a ton. This is my first time actually hosting collabs on my channel, and I've done 4 this month. This Thursday will make the 4th one, and it has been a lot, but it has been great, and it's been a great learning experience. So I have more collabs coming. Me and Alicia are actually supposed to collab in April. We got to figure out the dates and all that, so just stay tuned. But y'all, it's been a great month, and just know that, like, as women, I don't really want to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We can have it all, and the reason why I didn't want to say it is because, like, sorry, y'all, I gotta close the blinds because it's getting dark, and I don't want my neighbors peeping. You don't know if you have a peeping Tom, you know? You never you never know. And then of course my blinds don't want to go down. Okay, but yeah, like we can have it all. And I didn't want to say that at first because I don't want anybody to be like, you said I can have it all and I don't have it all, you know, but that's like you can create a life that you love. And it's not always going to look how you thought it would look, but you can honestly play a part in that. Some of it, a lot of it, yes, it's up to God, but we do play a part in that, in knowing like I can have it. Like I can have the love that I want. I can about to eat dinner, but got you on. No problem, sis. You loyal. It's the loyalty for me. Um, this month's content has been great. It really has been. And thank you for being a part of that this month. You know, it's just been really good. I've been watching all of the live streams and I've been getting my entire life every single time. And I love it, y'all. I'm definitely going to be doing more interviews on my channel. I love having people on here. And honestly, I want my platform to be an opportunity for people to get exposure and to grow. Like, I kind of want to be like the female version of Kevin on Stage, mixed with some other people that I know. So yeah, like I'm definitely going to have more interviews and different types of content. And like I said, the Patreon is going to be where all the docu-series and stuff and whatnot are formed. But yeah, like we can really do it. And women are amazing. And sisterhood is important. If nothing else, if I didn't gain anything else from this month, I realized how much I really need sisterhood. Because I've never been one of those women that's like, oh, I don't like women. That's why I only talk to men. Like, no, I need some women in my life. Okay. Because these men will give me gray hairs and a headache. Okay. Like I need some sister energy in my life. But it was just, I had gotten to a point where I felt like, okay, well, maybe I'm just not going to get that here in Atlanta. So let me just, you know, keep my head down, stick to the assignment and keep it moving. But no, like this month showed me that I can find it. I can have it. I just got to go out and find it. And I got to filter through the pariahs and the snakes at the top of the water and get down to the depth so I can get to the trout and, you know, the good fish and whatnot and make those connections. But you know, sisterhood is so important. So I encourage y'all to reach out to them friends, be a good friend, be the best friend that you can be, show up unapologetically, give of yourself a little more, not obviously to the expense of your responsibilities, but just show up. Like think about how you were in your darkest moment and how you might have wanted someone to be there and they weren't. Like be that person that would have been there in that moment. That's the best advice I can give, and really lean into sisterhood. You know, whether you're married, dating, single, whatever, lean into sisterhood, because regardless of your relationship status, regardless of your career, you need sisters around you pouring into you and holding you up when you can't hold yourself up, you know, and that has really helped me this month. And I don't believe anything's by accident. So when God brings people into your life, enjoy it. You don't know how long they're going to be there, but just enjoy it for what it is. And when you realize that, okay, this relationship is shifting, you know, just roll with the punches. Doesn't mean you got to be rude. You can still go get a coffee with them. You can still love them, but you just understand like, okay, well, we're in a different season now. Like we're not maybe as close as we once were in a certain way or, you know, whatever, but you can still love them in the way that you need to love them in that season. So get the sisterhood going, collaborate out here, be a mentor, be mentored. You know, that's something that I'm looking to get as a mentor, one that I can afford, because some of these mentors out here, I'm like, whoo, baby, them prices though. But I'm not hating because I'm like, sis, like I'm trying to get there, but ooh, these prices. Lord have mercy. I'm not there yet, you know. So hopefully I find someone that can mentor me like professionally at some point. I'm actually supposed to have a call next week, which I think is going to lead into that. With one of the ladies we met last night, Alicia, I'm supposed to have a call with her next week, which I think is going to lead into me being a mentee of some sorts. But, you know, I already peeped out the website and the pricing. So if she asks, I can't afford her, thankfully. Like, I can't afford her highest program, but I can definitely afford her in some way. I think mentorship should be free. So I'm on the fence about that because I am a business mentor. Biased opinion, biased soapbox moment. But I do agree that it should be free depending on what it is. So if you are a mentor as a business, like I'm mentoring you, but you're going to get like these products, these services, like I'm mentoring you and I'm basically pouring all this info and all that into you and giving you the packaging and all that to take it and run with it, even after we cross, like we split ways, then I feel like you should be compensated for that in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't always have to be monetary. It could be volunteering or whatever, but I do think that compensation is not bad. Now, if you're just coming alongside and mentoring me in the old fashioned way, like you're just literally like big brother, big sister, little sister, whatever, then I think that should be free. So there's levels to it, that's a coach. In a way, but see, the difference with a coach is that a coach isn't taking you under their wing. A coach is literally giving you the inspiration, and it's up to you to do it from there. So that's why a lot of people pop up in the coaching niche, because it's unregulated. It's very easy to get into, and you really don't have to have a lot of experience. You could be at point B and someone could be at point A, and you could coach them because you're one step ahead of them. But a coach doesn't dive into you as much as a mentor, And so there's different types of mentorship. Like some people mentor you and truly, honestly pour into you in a lot of different ways. And so I think like affordable, depending on what it is, but being a mentor in that sense, I wouldn't say paying is bad, because if you're mentoring me and I'm getting a bunch of one-on-one calls, you literally holding my hand, forming my business, you giving me all the tricks of the trade, all the tea of the industry and all that, I want to compensate you, because I understand that you're giving me a shortcut of 10 years of experience or 20 years or 30 years of experience or whatever. And I know also, like, being a mentor, how much goes into it. Like the stuff that I do now as a mentor, as a coach, I wasn't doing all that. I'm literally holding your hand. I'm literally holding your hand and crafting your business with you. Everything, like the legal structure, the paperwork, the content. So that takes a lot of time. Like the average mentor, they might meet with you maybe once or twice a month, have a one-on-one call with you, and that's it. The rest of the time, you're pouring into them. Like you're volunteering, and there's stuff to learn there, but it's different. So I'm on the fence. I could get with it either way, but I'm of the mindset that if it's valuable, I'm gonna pay for it, because it all takes time. And to pick anyone's brain, especially when they had to go through all the pitfalls and lose all the money and all that, I'll compensate for that, because I know on the other end, I'm gonna want to be compensated. So I can't get with it. Hey, whatever rocks your boat. Like everybody is, everybody's different, but it took me getting into it on both ends, and even now being more so a consultant, to understand like the different layers to it. Because I've had free mentorship, but it was nowhere compared to someone holding my hand and actually being like, I'm gonna sit with you and do this. Like I'm gonna take 2-3 hours out my day and actually sit and help you build out your organizational structure. That stuff you can't pay for, because a coach ain't doing that. A coach is gonna say, you can do it, like you got it. This is how you would do it, and there you go. Go run off into the sunset and get it done. A mentor is like, I'm going to sit with you and do it. Like there's a difference, Mentorship is better. It's more intimate, I feel, and really care about you. Yes, it's way more. And that's why it takes longer to get clients, because I won't take on a client if I don't believe in their vision. Because I can't work with you if I don't believe in it. I don't want you to be paying me. I'm meeting with you every week, and I'm like, man, this is some trash. Like, then, I got to believe in it. I got to really see it. And so if I believe in it, I'm going to give you my all, because I see it as my business. Like, I want you to succeed, Wait a minute. I don't know. I think being a mentor is someone who is helping and not speaking about business. It's, there's layers to it. Everybody's different, but I would say for me personally, and just in general, this is a good life principle to have. How can I phrase this? So let me give you a quick anecdote, and then I'm gonna wrap up, because it's almost been 2 hours, y'all, and I've been rapping way too long. But I'll say this. I used to hear about sowing seeds when I was growing up, and I used to always be like, oh, here they go with the sow a seed, sow a seed, this, that, the third, give. But as I got older, and this is something I'm practicing this year, y'all, and I can tell you right now, it works. Like when you have a mindset of like, I'm going to give a value. Now, I'm not saying just throw your money at anybody, but when you feel it upon yourself, like this person's giving value, they're pouring into me, they're taking their time away from their kids, their family, their husband, their business, what they got to do to pour into me and hold my hand, or to give me this insight that otherwise I might have had to lose hundreds or thousands of dollars to learn, or whatever. Or they're really feeding me. Maybe it's a spiritual environment or educational environment, whatever it is, but it's literally changing your life in some way that you can see, whether that is physical, mental, emotional, whatever. And you sow into that fertile ground, you reap the rewards of it. And so I said, I see the benefits of it, because this year I decided to take a step on faith. And I was like, I'm going to just sow. Like I'm going to sow, and I'm going to be faithful with my tithing, because y'all, I will start the year good with tithing and offering, and then I fall off. And then, I get into other stuff or whatever. But I was like, no, this year I'm going to do it. And so because I take out my money every day when I do Uber Eats, every time I work, I don't care if 10% of what I earn is $5. I give that 10%. Sometimes I even give more. If I end up getting more tips, like say I work at the end of the night, 10% is $5, and I wake up to like a $10 tip the next day, I'll give that $10, because I wasn't looking for it. I didn't expect it. So I'll give that $10 to two churches that I really believe in their ministry. One is my old church in Maryland, and one is one I just found down here that has been very like supernatural in the way that things have been happening. And so when I say that I see it, like I would give that tithe, and then I'm sowing seeds too. So randomly, someone would come on my heart or my mind. I cash out them. I send them $10, $20. So sowing into you, sowing into your life, your business, your children, whatever you got going. Like it's just a seed, like whatever. You hit my heart and my mind. I'm sowing. I have been getting checks in the mail. I have been getting people PayPaling me frequently and a sizable amount to the point where I could pay my bills and I don't have to work for like a couple of days at a time, and I could, or if I'm working towards paying off other debts and stuff like that. I literally am getting money to the point where it's like, honestly, you could say I'm getting a sizable amount of child support without getting the child support. I mean, it's literally like people are like, here, like prime example. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done. It's like 1 month I got someone PayPal me $600, and this person is a retiree. And they PayPal me $600. And I had someone who is like a grandfather figure to Christian. He would typically help out, but he's amped it up even more. I've had people sewing into my business. I've had clients coming and finding me and begging me to pay 4 figures for my programs. I'm slowing them down where I'm like, wait a minute now, you a beta client. Like, I want to make sure, they're like, no, I want to pay you this 4 figure. So I'm telling you right now, if you relinquish your money and to a help, please listen to me. Please don't go bankrupt, relinquishing your money, but loosen your fist a little bit, loosen the reins on your money and start sowing them seeds. I'm telling you right now, it is going to help you. You are going to get that back tenfold, but it's really an exercise of your faith of like, you know what, this is helping me, or I believe in this person, or I'm trusting God to make the ends meet, because ultimately it's his. And that's one area that a lot of us struggle in. We hold on to, we hold on to our money with the devil's grip. We're like, I'm not letting this go, but let it go, sis. Let it go. Like pour into that person or those people that are pouring into you. Now, like the mentorship that you're looking to seek, Alicia, that's more so free labor, because who you're looking to seek it for, it will look weird. And it honestly will look like some nepotism if you, started paying her. But in that case, show up and give your best. Like show up like you are on the payroll and give your best and soak up all the information. But if it's someone like me or, someone else pouring into you, like I said, maybe they gave you a really good word, they've been pouring into you, whatever, send them a Cash App. Like, I'm not saying Cash App me. I'm just saying like if they're like an independent solopreneur like me, or something like that, and they've really been pouring into you and holding your hand and stuff, like try it. I'm telling you, sis, like I was stingy. I was very stingy with my money, and I saw where it kept me bound. And by me relinquishing it, God is like, see, I was waiting. Like, here you go. Money, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. Like, it's just client, it's coming through. Like, you got it. I ain't got to worry. Like, whoo, child. Let me stop. Okay. I can see the difference. Yeah. So ultimately it's up to you, but that's just my little testimony. I need to go through your mind. Well, we are supposed to be having a powwow at some point. Like I said, we got to get our April dates together, because we're supposed to do at least 2 collabs on my channel. I know you said you want me to go on your channel, and then we're supposed to have some powwows and stuff. So we're going to connect. We're definitely going to connect. God is so good, Edie. Like when you truly submit and relinquish it all, you're like, I'm a vessel. Like this is why I stopped having hardy loft plans, and now it means draining the cup. I really thought I had more lemonade. That joke was like 3 drops. But I was like, when I let go of my lofty blueprint of my life and my demands and thinking it had to fall on me, and I really let go, and I let go of my money, and I started like really giving it, God is like, listen, sis, I've been waiting. Why didn't you do it? Like you and your stubborn self, you could have been getting these PayPals. You could have been getting these Venmos, but no, you had to hold on to but still budget, still be wise. So I'm very wise with my budget. And that's another thing too, be wise in your spending. So I'm still working on this part where I don't go on to spend, because y'all, if you look at my bank statement, it's like food, gas. Like I love to eat, y'all. I love to eat. And when I'm out, granted, I eat a lot healthier now, but healthy food costs more. Whereas I might have gone to Taco Bell and got a $5 box. Now I'm spending $15 on a meal. I'm like, golly, to eat healthy, But God has been challenging me on that too, where it's like, don't go on and eat, pack your lunch, pack your lunch, stop buying food. Yes, you got excess, but stop going out frivolously. You'll be amazed how much money you save if you stop eating out. You'll like, I'm telling you right now, I'm about to start working on my taxes tonight. And I already know when I start calculating those costs, food is going to be a couple thousand, y'all. I'm not even lying to you. For the year, it's going to be a couple thousand, because I drive a lot, I work a lot. When you're out on the road, at some point you got to eat. So yeah, it's like that could have been money in the bank. I didn't have to buy all that food. I didn't have to. Like, I bought it because I wanted it, or someone was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go out." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." So God is still challenging me on that, on being way more responsible in that area. But as far as like the not being tight fisted, yeah, that's down. I'm seeing the fruit of that for sure. So I would challenge you for both. Be very disciplined in your finances, and also relinquish the need to have a tight grip on your money. It's this book called You're a Bad A at Making Money. Yeah, you told me about that. I need to get that. I need to see if it's on the Kindle. It should be on Kindle, I would think. So, but yeah, that it's a good read. I need to read that. But yeah, that's spending, honey, that $5, $10, $15 adds up. Like, if you go out every day and you spend $10, $20, at the end of the week, you just spent $70 to $140. And if you multiply that for the month, you just spent 280 to 400 something dollars. I can't, no, 500 something dollars. I think $540 in a month just on food, coffee, snacks, whatever. Like, that joint adds up. If you say that for the year, that's a couple thousand. That could be anywhere from $2,000, $3,000 to $5,000, $6,000. So it's like you have to have that discipline, because once you get used to doing it and you're like, I have a taste for this, I'm gonna go get it. I want some Starbucks, I'm gonna drive up and go get it. And you have to train yourself, like, I want it, but I'm not gonna get it today. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get it. I know I want it, but I'm gonna get a Keurig at the house. Oh, you said that's you and Michael with coffee. Listen, I'm gonna get me a Keurig. I'm gonna invest in something nice so I can make the nice style coffees or frappuccinos that I want or whatever. And I'm going to get me a nice little cup, like what you get at Starbucks, that I could reuse, and I'm gonna make that at home. Like, Starbucks is gonna be a treat, And it's just like, we got to be responsible. $13 a day at Starbucks, girl. But I can't even lie. Like I said, sometimes I'll be spending $15, $18 trying to eat healthy, and I'll be like, like, whoo, and this day ain't gonna last. Like, I'm gonna eat this food, I'm gonna be hungry in a couple hours. So it's like, what's the point, And we gotta be a good steward of our finances. Like, for the places that a lot of us want to go, generational wealth, financial freedom, like, we gotta be responsible. How are we gonna manage more if we already raggedy with the bit that we got? Like, how can you imagine if God was like, okay, you're a millionaire now, y'all? I can't be spending millions on food. Like, we got to be responsible. We got to have a budget and stick to it. And that means denying yourself a lot. That means saying, no, like, I have the taste for this, but nope, I'm not going to do it. Y'all have a Keurig? Okay, you know what? This is a safe space, sis, but I'm going to need y'all to start using that Keurig more. But there's another one that makes frappuccinos and stuff. I forgot the name of it. I feel like it starts with a P or something. I don't know, but I've seen the machine at Walmart. I'm not a big coffee aficionado, so that's not my weakness. But that food, though, give me a good meal. And especially, like I said, I gotta eat way healthier now because of my health issues that I had in January that I got alerted to. So now I'm not just going to Taco Bell or Burger King. Now I'm buying salmon and brown rice dinners and stuff. And that stuff costs, like, sis, you could have roasted some salmon at the house and made some brown rice or quinoa and called it a day. Like, you did not have to come out here and make this. What are you doing with your life? Like, stop. Spell check. I know, right? Like, however it's spelled. DoorDash and Uber Eats has me in a chokehold. We got to be delivered from this food spirit. Why are we like this? Like, this don't even make no sense. I know I'm gonna do my taxes tonight, and I'm gonna shake my head at myself and be like, why? Like, you just all that money down the drain for food that you can't even see the benefit of now. Like, for what, sis? For what? What are you doing? It's terrible. How are we going to handle more? We can't manage. Listen, that's the word of the night, period. How are we going to handle more if we can't handle the little we got? Like, we got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. This is terrible. I can't have employees and I'm blowing money on food. I'm late on paying their checks because I'm eating out and buying salmon in Starbucks. Like, no, come on. Yes, an espresso. I said it starts with a P, child. So yes, an espresso machine. Yeah, we're not big coffee drinkers or anything like that in my house, so it's whatever. But now food gets us every time. Every single time. But I'm gonna do better. Like, I'm convicting myself. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a challenge for that next month. Look at God. It's the content ideas out of thin air. Because Alicia told me next month is financial literacy month. I'm gonna do a challenge. It's on and popping. So join the newsletter, y'all. Check back later for the link to the newsletter on the 1st. I'm gonna start that challenge. The 1st is Friday, right? I think it's Friday. So I'm gonna put that in the newsletter on the 1st. We're gonna start a financial challenge this month, and I want us to really stay on point. We're gonna encourage each other, and I'm gonna send encouraging emails, and I'm gonna challenge myself. So either we're going to cut our spending and save. You know what? It's gonna be both. It's gonna be double sided, and this is a great time because a lot of us probably done fell off of our financial goals that we set in January when we were high on the hog, and we were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do better." Most of us probably done fell off. I know I have. Okay, I'm not ashamed. I'm going to admit it. So that's what we're gonna do in April. We're gonna save our money, and we're going to spend less and save our money. And I'm gonna figure out the challenge for how to save. Like, do I want it to be a certain amount every day, every week? Do I want it to be like off of your increase? Like, I don't know, but I just got excited. Yes, come on, challenge. Yes, it's a challenge for me. So that's it, y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all the real MVPs, all four of y'all that hung in here for the long haul while I was flapping my gums and talking about all sorts of stuff. Fell all the way off. Like, listen, we always start the new year excited, invigorated. New year, new me. I'm going to spend better. I'm going to do this, writing our plans. March come around, we like, yeah, so about about that plan, though, about that strategy. Yeah, it's looking kind of, mine is gathering dust. Look, my binder's right here, and I have yet to write anything else in this bad boy. And this is my planner that I created. No, it's the transparency for me. Look, started off good, empty. These last pages, empty. Ain't got not nan goal written down. Oh my gosh, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. But it's just like, sis, what is you doing? But you know what? It's okay because, like I said, I relinquished the need to have everything planned out. And my year has taken a turn. I didn't expect Christian to need, special treatment. I didn't expect that I would have to catch up on so much homeschooling. And, so it's all good. I'm giving myself grace. But yeah, let me tell it, January was, child, I was about to be Marie Kondo. I was about to be so organized. And it's like, yeah, we still trying to figure out why I eat so much and why I spend so much on food. Oh my gosh, y'all. But anywho, thank y'all for hanging in for this 2 hours. It was impromptu, it was random, but I feel like what was said needed to be said. And I pray that y'all get something from this. Those who had to get off, it's all good. I appreciate y'all. Feel free to catch the replay. And let me know how you guys are liking the lives. I actually went live all this month to test out how the lives go, because I'm not going to lie, y'all, uploading takes a lot of work. I do feel like YouTube pushes uploads more for the long haul, but I'm thinking about going live more on my channel and doing maybe like less uploads per month, like 1 or 2 uploads. So if y'all like the lives, because that will also give me time to do content on my Patreon, because those have to more so be uploads. I could go live, but it's better for uploads and stuff. So let me know if you guys prefer lives. I'll go live more. I'll still do some uploads because, like I said, some are better as uploads. But I'll just go live. It's easier. It's more raw. It's more authentic. I could really talk to you in real time. So yeah, just let me know in the comments or in the chat how you feel about that, and I'll just go live. Like, I'm totally fine with that. It's whatever y'all want to do. Whatever y'all want to do. But I know a lot of my followers and subscribers told me they actually really catch all of my lives. Like, even if they missed it, they always go back and rewatch it and listen to it. Whereas the uploads, people are like kind of iffy. They're like, sometimes I watch it, sometimes I don't. But people are like, yeah, like I catch your lives. Like I make sure I make time for it, or live, or I always go back. So yeah, it's all good. We are all working. Yeah, like, I'm just like, And then plus 2, y'all, you heard it here first. I'm starting a YouTube channel for Christian to document his journey in homeschooling as a single mom. So it's called All Things Christian. If you type it in, you might find it now. I find when you don't have a lot of subscribers, you don't necessarily come up on YouTube. But if you type it in, you'll find it. So feel free to subscribe. I have like 3 or 4 videos already. I just got to edit it. And I wanted to try to get to at least 9 before I upload. So at least y'all have stuff to continuously watch while I continuously film. But yeah, so go ahead, check out All Things Christian. All Things Christian. That's my son's YouTube channel. And of course, show my mom some support on Mama Martin's Kitchen. She's going to get back on the content too. I do all the editing and everything for everybody. So, it's whatever. But I have like 5 videos for her that I have to edit and upload. So we going to get there. We going to get there. Live more. Yes, you agree. Yeah, so perfect. I'm going to go live more often then. I'll give y'all maybe like 1 or 2 uploads a month, and that's that. And the rest is just going to be live. It's so much easier. So yes, Christian, I know. I was like, and he loves doing YouTube. He loves like talking with y'all. So I'm like, you know what? He wants to do it. He's not ashamed of his situation. So why would I be ashamed? And I feel like it's going to help other people, because a lot of single parents don't know that they can homeschool. they might be lost in the sauce like how I was. I'm still learning. I'm not an expert by any means, but you know, and they might feel like, hey, how do I navigate this? My child also has a speech problem. So how do I navigate it? You know, how can I teach my child or whatever? So I'm excited to share it, and I'm still going to be in the videos. Technically, as a parent, it's my channel until they're 13, but it's his. Like, I'm going to set him up in business and everything. So when he's of age, it's his, you know, it's his business and it's his to have and all of that. But I still kind of have to be in the videos to help out, obviously, but it's going to be a lot more of him talking and documenting our days, more vlogs, stuff like that. I can't tape his actual speech therapy, but you'll see us like going afterwards, stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to subscribe. Yes, all things Christian, y'all. Show my baby some love. Oh, Joseph likes to see him. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love it. We still got to get them together on a play date. We've been talking about that since last May. That's funny, but I understand you got newlywed stuff to do and whatnot. So do you, sis? I'm here when he pops in, you're like, oh, that's so sweet. Joseph is hilarious. Like, he is so funny. But y'all, I'm leaving for real now. This is like when you're at a party and you keep slowly inching towards the door and you're like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna head out. And then you get in a conversation with someone. And then you're like, all right, y'all, bye. And then you get another conversation. And then you're like, okay, I'm leaving. And you got like one foot in the door of your car. And then, like, that's what my lives are like. Like, I never really end when I say I'm gonna end, but I'm ending for real now. Like, for real. This is the end. So I love y'all. Look out for those collabs in April. And also, like I said, look back in the description box. I'm going to change the description box right after this so you could join the newsletter for that financial challenge, because I really feel like that's going to be like the kickstart that a lot of us need to at least like get back on track financially. And we still got a lot of year left. You can still save a lot of money. You know, you can still cut your spending and change your finances in a major way. Like, we're only 3 months in. So we still got 9 months to turn it around. So let's get it. Let's do it. And also check out Alicia's channel, because she's going to be having interviews for financial literacy. I'm all telling her what she's going to do, but I know we talked about it last night, but she's going to be doing something for Financial Literacy Month on her podcast and stuff. So just check her out. You know, you see her name on here, Alicia's Adventures. So check her out and her podcast, Millennial Thoughts Podcast, and anything else I'm missing, you'll see it on her channel. So check her out. Vlogs are very nice, and Christian loves vlogs. Can you put Christian's link in the description too? Oh, yes, I will. And let me put that here just so y'all can see, just in case. And yeah, I'm going to put Christian's link in the description so y'all can subscribe. And at some point, once he gets enough subscribers, we'll probably do a mailing list for him too, like once a month, just for like kid activities, you know, encouragement, stuff like that. Because that's nothing. I don't mind doing a mailing list. That's easy. I pre-schedule it. But yeah, so it's fun. I'm loving it. He actually asked me to do it, y'all. I was like, my baby, he's growing up. He's growing up. Oh man, don't forget to like the video. Yes, period. Like, you're gonna be a moderator here pretty soon, Michelle. Because you be on it. You be like, y'all like, subscribe, comment. You know what it is. Yes, support Alicia. Listen, I'm telling them what you're gonna do. I'm telling them your content schedule. We ain't discussed none of that. I'm like, yeah, so this is what Alicia's gonna do in April. Millennial Thoughts. Check her out. She got big things going. And she was the one that invited me to that ladies event too. And she actually, if you're in the Atlanta area and you're a Black woman in business in particular, she has a Facebook group, Black Women of Atlanta. She always got events she's inviting us out to. I just be the recluse that don't be going, but they always be going somewhere. But I'm going to start stepping out. So love y'all. Don't forget, come back here Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm a mess, Michelle. Come back here at 9 p.m. Eastern for our last Women's History Month collab. With Katie Pop Secrets, or Katie of Spiritually Faithful. Her YouTube is Katie Pop Secrets, though. And we're going to be talking about being that girl, but from like a different angle. It's going to be really good, because if you've seen those That Girl videos, it's pretty much surface level. We're going to be digging deep, like getting deeper into the stuff that really helps you be that girl. So y'all have a good night. I'm about to attempt to get some of these taxes done and be ashamed at how much I eat. And then I'm going to go to bed early because, yeah, I was late to this live because I was knocked out. But y'all have a good night. Enjoy time with your loved ones. I'll see you back here Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And feel free to share this out with one of your friends, anybody that you think this might encourage. I know I said a lot, but I feel like there are some gems in there that can help people. You're welcome, Alicia. So love y'all. Happy Tuesday. Have a good night.